As I suspected, 32 flavors.
Ah, that feels good. How are you all doing tonight? Episode 123 of the Comic Shop Talk. What's going on, folks? There's already a good amount of you here early and right away. I love it. I love it. That's what's up. So yeah, I'm happy. Feeling good right now. How you all feeling? Let's acknowledge some faces here. We got some FKHC 2005 says Comic Shop Show 123. Can't wait till 4, 5, 6. I can't wait either. Emma Confusa. That'd be Geary's wife. She dropped by too. How's it going, Putin's cat? Vulcan lives. How you doing, Vulcan? Pete O'Shea's Helicopter Tour. Stephen M. Kellogg. Daisy. I got your video, by the way. I loved it. That was hilarious. Thank you for that. It definitely made my a little greatness my evening. Thank you. Keely Chow, Shinatsky, Adega Outlaw, D. Bud Martin, RJ Godzilla 81, Jack Tarland. Thank you guys. We got a nice crowd in here early and right away. Stuart Mitchell, how you doing, Stuart? Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate that. Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Gerry always forgets to lock the back door. There's something about him, and he's really open about it. And I was just like, dude, sometimes you gotta learn to shut it. That Gerry, I tell you, man, he doesn't know when to shut it. So guys, yes, tonight we have Gerry on. He is backstage. Obviously, he's a very infamous regular on our great, stellar, and homoerotically great Toxic Tuesday, but our friend here is now with us tonight to promote a comic book he's got. So we're going to talk about that comic book. We'll obviously maybe me and Casper talk a little bit about Transformers, which came out this week. And obviously there's some big news that happened with a guy named Glenn O'Leary, which we got to talk about that. And of course, the big news with Mr. Mark Miller and Dark Horse. We'll talk about that too. And yeah, the next two episodes at tonight, next 2 weeks, will be Christmas focused comics episode. A few weeks back, we had a discussion on which comics we'll talk about. We'll be doing those comics for the next two episodes after tonight. And then December 29th, that'll be the final one of the year. That will be our Alpha Core #1 spoiler-filled discussion. So we'll do that for the 29th. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and that way you'll get a lot of people. For those who want to read it and have their chance to get a hold of it, it gives them plenty of time to have their copy. I got my copy in. I will have my review out on it either tomorrow or Sunday, Monday at the latest. I did read it, and I got to read it again. And also, this is wait, there's more. You guys heard that channel called Thinking Critical. No big deal. Guys got like 33,000 subscribers. Well, yours truly here will be on his Comics Aficionados tomorrow morning. This is the link here. Go ahead, save on your watch later, or just go on there and set your notification to reminders on the notify me bell. Here, why not just present the screen here? Why not? So, Comics Aficionados right here, guys. This is the page. Go that right. It says live in 17 hours. Right here. Click on notify me. Set that bell, and your phone will go off when the show starts. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome to be on the show. I've been a fan of Thinking Critical since he was at like 10K subs, and this is one of the coolest comic shows on the on the webs, the YouTubes. And now Wes is such a good dude, and I'm happy we can do this because we had him on for a big game #5 review, him and I, and now it's a honor and a pleasure to say I'll be on the show. We got Eric O'Sullivan too. A lot of you guys know Eric O'Sullivan, really good dude. He'll be on there tomorrow. Doc is on there, who's infamous on the show, as well as Aaron Sparrow and Pot by Culture. So yeah, Comics Aficionados tomorrow morning. I can't wait to see you there. Go and set your reminders. All right, let's bring in our dudes here. Let's start off with the common nerd because he's gonna have a little bit of a shorty boy stay today. How are you, sir?
I am doing good, and yes, Nick is right. I am gonna have a little bit of shorty stay tonight. I did promise one of our dear sweet friends, Dermy Wormy, that I would be on Ballbusters with him in a little bit later. And it is a show that's probably gonna run late and probably run later than Nick Weiser's show too.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm super excited to start to talk to our guest tonight for as long as I can because he's also a fellow veteran and he's got some great stories already that we've heard in the background, and he's gonna be hilarious. The only thing I do want to plug before on the off about it later.
You said that on a show with Gerry. That's gonna backfire you. You know
Oh,
that, right?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Let him plug it all he wants. I am doing a 24-hour stream on December 22nd.
Ooh.
It'll start right after this show and it will carry on until Saturday. And all the way in, and it'll roll right into Vets Talking, Skinamax Saturdays as well. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to try to primarily do that on Kick. It's kind of the goal with that one. Try to make sure that try to get our Kick monetized before then in the next couple of weeks. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay because we'll be everywhere else as well. Because we actually figured out what code we needed in order to get StreamYards and EV Mux and everything else to work with Kick. And holy shit, shout out to my good friend JT Savage for figuring that out because now we can stream to all of those platforms at once and not have any problems. So it's really great. It's a lot of fun and I cannot wait. And it's something that I'm probably going to start doing once a month. It's going to be a thing where all my members can come in. If you're a subscriber over on Rumble or if you're a member of my locals or on Twitter or whatever it is, you guys can be able to come over and hang out with that as well. We'll probably be playing video games, have a bunch of special guests, and who knows who will get to show up. It's going to be a while. It's going to be 24 hours. Should be a good time. So, but yeah, I just want to plug that. And I am super excited to talk to Gerry tonight. So by all means, carry on.
Oh, dude, no, I'm glad you could be us with while you can. And shout out to Dermy Wormy, really good guy. I've only been on a stream with him once or twice, but really fun guy too. Really fun guy.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Please make tonight very magical with him. And yes, I'm really happy to have Gerry because I mean he's into comics. Like, how does this not happen sooner?
Right.
And
right.
It's like this was long overdue. Long overdue. So
long overdue.
All right. Anyways, before we get to the back door and pull out Gerry from his own back door, we got other gentlemen we got to pull out, and one of them is an iron caster.
Speaking of pulling out of the back door, what's up, Iron?
Ahoy, me mateys, how we doing?
Why is everybody copying me with the sunglasses now? It's like Drinker started it. I went with after him, and like now we're all just fucking doing sunglasses now. I'm good with it. I love it.
You might be.
Except you look like
pair.
A Fed.
I think I should go get my pair.
Go get
maybe once I introduce everyone, I'll go get my pair too.
He's gonna have the eyeballs just kind of hang down.
Honestly, the only reason I do it is because I have 3 giant screens in front of me, and like I lost these sunglasses for a couple of days one time, and like literally my eyes hurt after streaming for like 2.5 hours staring at these screens, and I was like, I had to go get my like safety sunglasses to at least have something on my eyes because it does hurt after a while.
Well, I mean, at least you're not like those guys who went and did all the Bored Apes thing where they had. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
Okay, so often like I think it was like Taiwan or Malaysia. Like there was this whole Bored Apes NFTs like celebration thing where they had all these like UV lights set up for like the show. Turns out they were like medical UV lights for like
shit!
sterilizing
treatment. Oh.
Yeah, so people's eyes were getting like sunburns on them.
Oh my god.
All because of fucking a PNG image that like these people think they own.
Right. That's the dumb. I knew NFTs were bullshit from the beginning because I was like, I can literally right click, save that, and have the. Why are you paying for that exactly?
And nobody understands nobody understands what the actual technology is supposed to be. It's the code, it's the data, not the picture.
Right, which is why it works really great for farming, because in farming, they're using it to track crops from literally root to market. Like you can literally track your crops now from root to market by using that. But using it for a picture is trying to sell for a gimmick. That was y'all deserve the money you lost. I'm just putting that out there.
Like I said, it is a hilarious story. Go look into it. Like you will laugh.
I like that.
Me too.
I'm glad you're here, Caster. I'm excited to talk Transformers when we get to that later. I hope you read it. I hope you read it.
I'm going through it right now. I've been having a little trouble being able to get out to my shop, but I've got a copy
you
waiting for me.
Serious multitasker. I like it. I admire it.
Do what you gotta do.
And then we got the clobberer himself, Captain Clobby. What's going on, dude?
Oh, sorry. What's that? Oh, leave me alone. What do you want? Oh,
you gotta survive me for the next 2.5 hours. I'm afraid you stuck with me.
Oh, I can't. Common Nerd and I are doing a show, aren't we?
I'm working. I got to work on my laugh of the shadow, so that way you know you can't escape it.
What's up, my friends? How's everybody doing? Hello, everybody. In chat. Look who's here. Ironcaster's even here. I think it might be him. It's hard to tell with that mask he's wearing. Those sunglasses.
Trust me, it's for your protection.
Let me see who looks cooler, Common Nerd or Ironcaster.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna have to go with Nerd because he's got a hat, man.
See, and that's why I dropped Clobby's link in the chat. That's why I dropped
it. Caster, if you dropped my link in the chat first, then of course.
Dropping links.
No, I love that. I like that sweater, brother.
Thank you. Sweater. Like I'm in full One Piece mode right now.
Nice. Straw Hat Crew. That's nice.
Dude, Iron put me and somebody else in a little Twitter group, and that's exactly what he called it, was straw hats too.
That's good, dude. That's
that anime is so good. I've been burning through that thing. It is so good.
You might have to join us for talking on this.
I'm going to read more this month. I'm finally gonna read more.
You're gonna
finally,
love it, dude.
I'm finally gonna get to volumes 4 through 6. I'm finally gonna get there. I'm gonna be like 45 when I finally catch up, but it'll be worth it.
Don't worry. Oda will still be going with it.
Yeah, like that was one of the things Iron and I talked about on Monday. It was like, no, look, we're gonna get rejuvenation treatments for Oda, so that way he can just continue going for like the next 20 years. And
you guys will be done next few years. I'm the Mobius of reading. I just take a long time to get to what I'm doing. Guys like Mobius who take a long time to draw. I'm just Mobius, but for reading. And so you take already how long One Piece is by default, and then added my pace to the mix. Who knows? Seriously, who knows? But I'll get there. I'll get there. Oh, trust me, I'll get there. Believe that. And we got a Pablo here.
Howdy! Oh, it's almost Christmas, y'all.
Oh, that's nice. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas
How you doing, Pablo?
I'm actually, today has been a really interesting day. I have a couple of pick-me-ups here and there. First of all, I found a couple of toys for Zelda Breath of the Wild, my favorite game of all time. So having a Link and a Zelda figures for $30 on a pack was a really nice catch. I never thought I will find something purchasable on the current economy of my country, but hey, I can't complain. I have a Zelda, perfect proportions. Sorry, the word is not going well with my brain today, but you know what I mean. If you have played the game, you know she is really muscular on her lower back, if you know what I mean. And that's perfectly reflected on the figure, so I'm really happy for that. And let's be honest, on every single design for Zelda, this is the one that looks more amicable, more friendly. It's either she's too royal and too mature, like in Twilight Princess, that she looks almost untouchable. That's part of the charm of the game, but she's just too regal to be somebody that you will sit down and have a pint and talk about something. The Zelda or Breath of the Wild is the kind of girl that you will sit down and just have a nice combo and be happy. And the joke is that Link is mute. So yeah, that game has that going for that. Also, I got a couple of extra things just to just for the home that is really nice, and I have been enjoying a lot of anime right
Oh,
now.
good.
Yeah,
That's
anime
good,
is going on
man.
fire, man. If you see, you have another season for Goblin Slayer that is really good. You have another season for Shield Hero that is really good. You have Returners Magic Should Be Special that is a shitty series that I enjoy, and you have Freyren. If you are not seeing Freyren, is peak fantasy adventure, is one of the best things that is right now on there in every category. So just watch Freyren.
I caught the first episode of that. I like it so far.
Dude, it gets way better. The first episode is a bit just setting the mood. The rest of the series has been hit after hit after hit, and is at this point I actually need to stop everything that I'm doing to watch the episode because I need to really focus on everything.
Well, see, I sort of like I started it, then I was like, hey, I'm gonna also check out Overlord, and then like I've now gone down that rabbit hole.
Ooh, Overlord is really
You
fun.
went down a you went down a pussy hole.
Whoa, giggity.
Giggity.
Rabbits. Hi, Gerry.
Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo está?
Welcome to the comic shop talk, sir. It's about damn time this happened. I mean, you're obviously a frequent on Toxic Tuesday, and it's always it shows a little. I wouldn't say it's the complete opposite, but it's almost the opposite. It's a little bit more chill here. But we're still gonna let loose a little because obviously Toxic Tuesday. It's like we transform into whole other animals when we're on that show. It's
No.
like that shows like its own unique transcendency.
And good luck getting a word in edgewise when Tom and I go off or Brian and I go off and we just sort of take over a show.
But see, that's fine for me. Whether it's you or Tom or you in 70s, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna let these guys have it. And no one between the panel or the chat's complaining. No one. We're just like, let them have it. Let them go for it. It's the best. It really is. But dude, I'm
Let
happy
them
to
fight.
join us. I can't wait to talk about your comic tonight. It's gonna be fun, and we're gonna have some fun with it. So, all right. So, I'm gonna post in the private chat the order of things in which we will talk about them. Okay, and then that way we have things to go on. Back, hey, what's all that about? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's okay, guys.
Drugs are bad, okay.
Okay.
Ask your mom. She tells you she does them all the time.
Have you seen the 25th anniversary concert that they did? I think it was last year, but I have been watching.
Oh yeah, the live concert. It was great.
Dude, they open with Uncle Fokker and they go wild from there. Is one of
Primus
the
was
best.
great. Everybody that was there was great. It was a great performance.
Oh, dude, I enjoyed that one so much. I'm actually thinking about making my holiday movie this year bigger, longer, and uncut, just to have this the excuse to watch Satan singing, one of the best pleasures of that movie. That and Big Gay Al. Big Gay Al, his musical number is. I don't know why this movie has not been canceled 20 times until now.
Oh, I'm sure people have tried. But what happens is when people don't give a shit, you can't cancel them.
Yeah, have you seen the trailer for the new Ted series?
The new what? Which series?
For Ted, for the teddy bear.
Oh no, I haven't.
I have no idea what you two dudes are getting at.
Oh,
There's a new Ted series based off of the two films.
Yeah,
Seth
it's a
MacFarlane.
It's a show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I saw
did
they did a teaser, but it wasn't really a trailer. It was just him sitting there
first
talking.
movie. Yeah, I did like the first movie. So
The one with Flash Gordon in it was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, all right, dude. So let's get into the thick of things, okay?
Oh, I like it when it's thick and veiny.
It's all about the GERT.
But we're gonna ease in.
Sometimes.
Just a tip.
Just a tip.
All right, so anyways, there's this guy named Glenn O'Leary. He has a comic shop in the state of Massachusetts. The Comic Book Palace, I think, is called. I subbed to the channel. What am I doing here? I was gonna say, and obviously he was one of a few retailers who recently spoke out about the, let's just say, the ongoing BS that's been going on with the industry per se for quite a bit of time now. And his comments, which interestingly enough, I'd say were probably the least controversial of all of them ever. Yeah, Comic Book Palace. It is Comic Book Palace. The least controversial of all of them, and yet somehow, can you please make laugh? What? I don't get it. Yeah, right here, our boy Glenn O'Leary. He probably the most least controversial of anyone, like anyone. And yet, ironically, he was the one that got hit probably the hardest, not just from Twitter fake fans and fake geeks, but from a lot of the modern day pros. And this is a list of some of the guys who dunked on him were people who were the usual suspects, and then some, unfortunately, who actually have some merit to their name. Regardless, it was absolutely bullshit that it happened regardless.
Yeah.
But then comes a wild Mark Miller out of the forest.
Should we start with the video first?
Yeah, let's
No,
start the video.
Hey Nick, let me real quick, because I gotta run. Let me get my thoughts on this real quick, because I love this video. I thought this was great. This guy was spot on. This is a guy who just absolutely has been in the industry for 30 years. He loves comic books. He loves comic book stories. Like Gerry said earlier on FNT tonight, this is not a job that will ever make you rich. This is a job you do because you love the medium, because you love the fans, because you love the universes, right? This guy, even, you can't even say this guy is like one of us that are like hate on a lot of the modern stuff. This guy even mentions Miles Morales in this video as a story that a lot of people love. And I know there was some people out there that really enjoyed some of the Miles Morales runs. And that's the thing about this. He is just going, look, stop inserting yourself into absolutely everything. Write a story about the character you're writing a story about. That's all we want. And that'll sell. Right now, this guy is saying literally, you are going to kill my business. You are going to kill my job if you continue to do this. So of course he's frustrated. Of course he's upset. And shout out to Mark Millar for having him on and talking to him on Wednesday night. Thank you guys. Gerry, I'm going to get with you. We're going to chit chat some more offline. I appreciate you guys. You all have a wonderful time
Hit
tonight.
me up on Twitter.
I did. I just followed you on Twitter. So follow me
All right,
back
buddy.
and I'll hit you up. We'll get you together on Vets Talking. But you guys have a wonderful night. I love my fellow co-hosts. You guys are absolutely amazing. I cannot wait.
Hey, I'll see you tomorrow night, dude.
Yes, Vets Talking tomorrow night. We're gonna have Skinemax Saturdays. We're gonna have 32 flavors of Nick Weiser on. I cannot wait. It's gonna be an absolute blast.
We're gonna have a blast, dude. We're gonna have a blast, man.
Here.
Take it easy,
all right,
coming.
brothers. I'll see you guys later.
All right, buddy.
All right, Caster, carry on with the clip.
Most of these new writers don't have the love of comics like these older writers had. And all they care about is, how can I put myself in the book? No, we don't care what you would do if you were Iron Man. We don't care who you are. You're writing Tony Stark. You're not writing yourself in a book. If that's the case, write your own comic with you in it. No one will read it because nobody cares. People grew up growing up loving Peter Parker, loving Miles Morales, loving all these Captain America. We don't need you to put your input in it. Just write Steve Rogers. Don't write Steve Rogers. What would Steve Rogers be if I was Steve Rogers? That's not how it works. But that's again how most of these new people write nowadays. That's why most of the stuff is shit. Because we don't care what you would do, because we don't care about your life whatsoever. Just write a book, get paid for what you do, get paid for what you're supposed to be doing, and make it a good story.
What a revolutionary concept. Yeah, I know, right? It's such a revolutionary concept. And this is a clip. I saw people like Jamal Igle. I saw people. Oh, the Commoner is back already. What happened?
You got more to say.
No, apparently Dermy Wormy is actually on Central Time, like normal people out there, like Eastern Time, all the rest of the fuckers I stream with. So I actually have another hour with you fuckers. So yeah, this is great. Yeah,
Nice.
That's
yeah.
cool.
So, yeah,
I-
I'll have another hour.
In that case, I better get a drink to deal with you.
Oh, fuck yeah, you better, motherfucker.
So,
I'm gonna crack open
okay.
this next one.
There's
So-
something that I want to. Okay,
Go ahead,
there's a
go ahead,
couple
Pablo.
of points in the video that are really important. One is there's people that actually love not current day, but a few things that have come in the last few years. That is also money. If the companies want to keep,
But those companies don't care about the money because
yeah,
it doesn't affect
the
them
issue.
the same way.
So basically, what Marvel is doing right now is losing money.
Mhm.
All they are doing is losing money, and it's because these self inserts. By the way, self inserting is something that you should do in private and never tell anybody.
Ah, that was good, man. That was
But
real good. That was
even
well said, Pablo.
even if people really want something of the newer era, let's say there's a couple of fans of America Chavez.
Mhm.
Okay, keep going with a run of America Chavez, but don't change America Chavez. She has how many? 8, 9 personalities to this point.
Oh, I know, right?
Girl is like a 15-year-old with troubles in home.
Mhm.
She's reinventing herself every single goddamn day. You don't know what the hell to expect with her. So why would you care? Why would you
Mhm.
keep reading? If you watch the Miles Morales movies, movies that I like, he's consistent in the 2 movies. If they do a third movie where he is completely different, okay, you fucked up. That's the one thing that you have going on for Miles Morales. If you fucked up, he's dead. Because
I
in
think
other medium, they have killed him.
I think they're gonna hurt. I think they're gonna hurt him again even more because now that they want him to replace Peter Parker in the video games, which we're not gonna get into
You
because that's a
can-
whole other that's a
did you
whole other
see it?
derailment. Well, I didn't play that game. I didn't care because I knew.
No. Did you see the latest thing they did in the comics though?
Oh yeah, with the gang war, I did. We're gonna talk
Mhm.
about that
Well,
tomorrow on
the-
Comics Aficionados.
Okay, because there was a couple of panels that I saw posted today. Literally, it's Miles dressing down Peter.
Yes,
Yeah.
I saw the panels and I know it's a separate subject, but yeah, trust me when I say it was just more of the garbage that I
Well,
would expect from
the only
current year
reason-
Marvel.
The only reason I wanted to bring it up is because of the fact that they like what still sells at Marvel? Spider-Man.
The Amazing
What still-
Spider-Man is
The
the only
Amazing
book
Spider-Man?
that's selling
Yes.
right now.
What still sells at DC? Batman. What have we seen in the
And
last couple of
that's
months?
only a few Batman books now. That's
Right,
the thing.
right,
It's
right.
just a few
But-
because they have so many Bat books, and even the core Batman book is not
They're
selling
not selling much.
the way.
No,
it
that's
used
what I was about
be.
to say. We've seen this happen twice. Both of their only 2 characters that still sold. We saw a dressing down of Batman by Catwoman a couple of months ago, and now we have a dressing down of Spider-Man by Miles Morales. Dude, they're done. They will have nothing left to make them any money anymore. They're over.
And on a slightly lesser note, like we also this past week saw them like completely screwing up Nightcrawler too.
Oh,
Yeah,
saw
I know.
that.
I know.
have
I don't
so
want to
many
get
issues
too
with
off
that.
the rails, but I know. Trust me, these are all.
I know.
They're all. We're not. I don't think we're having any disagreements here on that. We all know it's stupid. Well, I feel like this video with Glenn is a big deal because it's the first one that's made this much away. Because there have been some guys throughout the years sporadically who have said things, and there's obviously the industry would go against them. Even Axel Alonso, who's the editor in chief, I think 5 or 6 years ago, he actually called one of them at a convention a bigot, and all he just said was that the Iron Man comics aren't selling. That people go see a movie with Iron Man and then they go to the shop and they see Riri Williams. He didn't say anything bad about Riri Williams. He was just trying to make the connection that there's a misleading, well, lack thereof connection there, that there's no translation there. And he got called a bigot for that. And now we had Glenn O'Leary here, who he had guys like Ron Mars, who I do like his art, dunking on it. Oh, that pissed me.
Mars is a so-called writer. He's not an artist.
I had
Yeah.
to bite my tongue with Ron Mars. Then
Ron
there's
Mars is
Jamal.
an idiot.
Yes, he is. I don't disagree there.
Shitty
Then you had
writer, too.
Jamal Igle was one. Ram V was one. Who was the other one? Oh, Ramon Villalobos, which is very ironic because he was making fun of this guy for his appearance, and then I looked at a photo of Ramon Villalobos, and the guy is a straight up nutty professor of 2023 in terms of size. So I thought that was a rich statement coming from him. And then he had Donnie Cates as well, who I really enjoyed like his indie work, like God Country Redneck. And I see that, I was like, dude, come on. And I know he was
Yeah.
in a tragic accident recently where he lost his memory for like 3 or 4 months. I know he had a divorce. I know he was in rehab. But come on, it's like he just couldn't say, okay, you know what? This is a chance to restart my life. Instead, he goes back to this trash.
Yeah,
Back to
after
that
this,
trash.
after the shit he was saying this week, like I'm like that. Enough's enough. Donnie Cates is now on my do not buy list.
Yeah,
Like,
but
and although one person I do want to give some credit to, like of all people, like that was kind of reaching out to the guy, Glenn was Gail Simone.
I
Yeah.
did see, yeah.
Yeah,
She
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Glenn mentioned that on his video, which is shocking because I thought, oh, she's gonna retract her statement, but she never did.
What'd you
She
say?
never.
That's one of the things. A lot of
Well,
people
no,
have
she
talked
actually
about.
defended him on her Twitter. I looked up photos of it, and yeah, she never backed down. She said, "Hey, you guys are not understanding this guy. He's actually a really nice guy." And so she defended him. Rob Liefeld defended him, and I know a few other like names, writers, and of course these are all names who have been there for a while, who were sharing Mark's stuff and reposting it, which is good to see. Like it's like, okay, guys are taking notice, and Mark did post earlier like, I've been talking with veterans of the industry, and now he's also talking about getting some big name retailers together to formulate a plan. Mark Miller, not only does he come to this guy's aid, he straight up says, I'm absolutely appalled by all this bullying of this guy who's just trying to have his voice be
But
heard. And
I
he's
want
like,
to say
guys,
something
who's
about
his
the bullying.
name? Who's his name so I can reach out to him? And he reaches out to him.
Yeah.
I want to
Go
say
ahead,
something
go ahead,
about the
Pablo.
bullying because that's really important. If you see the reaction from one side of the pros and you see the reaction from the Twitter bots, there's something that is really clear. One thing's if not changing, at least in a standstill where they don't know what the hell to do. So they are listening. The pros are actually afraid of losing their jobs. That's good. You should always be afraid of losing your job.
Well, now we're realizing the real connection of, because they always kind of never took it seriously when it was the paying customer that was having the complaints. But now that it's the people who actually have to pay to order these things, who actually put it on the shelves to begin with, now we realize the thing that actually shakes them. It's the retailer.
The other thing is you have that response from fans, from actual fans that were really in favor of what he's saying. So that shows you that also a lot of the people that normally will be afraid of speaking out, finally got to the point that they are willing to go in a war that they have been holding for years. We are in this small segment of people that actually speak out of things, that actually understand the difference between good products and bad products, and between reality and fantasy. And we have been asking for a return to fantasy into comic books. That when we touch the interview, that comes a lot. It comes a lot, but
Well,
but
but you also at the same time have have people like Heidi McDonald out here just like burying her head in the sand and trying to obfuscate at every single opportunity to.
She's going to every shop that goes out of business and basically going to their shop and saying, you better not say that there was a problem with the quality of the books. She's trying to silence all of them every chance she can get. But go on,
And
Pablo.
you're not going to be able to get away with that, right? Like it's
No.
not going to work because you are literally taking these people's livelihoods from them. It's just like during some other incidences where certain people decided to stand up against certain situations and decided to open up their businesses anyway. It's like you're not going. Guys like this that spoke out like this guy did, this is going to continue to happen because we have shops that have been around for 30, 40, 50 years that are closing down now. And the fact that, like you said, Gail Simone is on this guy's side, like this is how you can tell there is a serious issue inside of the comic book industry. If you have people like her coming out and going, yeah, no, he's right. This stuff is shit. You know, it's like, you're like,
Yeah.
all right, sweet.
By the way,
thank you for coming to the table. We've all been screaming about this for like a decade, but I'm
I
glad
know,
you finally
right?
showed up to
If
the
you
party.
want
I'm
to
glad you
know-
finally
It's a
showed up.
welcome to the party.
Exactly.
if you want to
Welcome
know
the party,
why
darling.
people on Marvel, on Disney, will be willing to talk about this and actually be on the side of reason,
It's
between you
about
and me,
time because it's
there
all been
was
all
yeah,
emotion for several
there was
years
a
now.
dressing down for every single Disney employee, from not only Bob Iger, from every single head of department. Well, they were openly saying, we have fucked up. We will blame you guys, and you better turn this shit around because if we don't, you are all fired. That happened.
That's gonna have
I
to
wonder-
take a top to bottom like clean out of
They can't,
all the because it's
because
not
of the
just
way
the
the contracts
writers,
work.
it's the artists. It's then they're gonna have to they're
That's
gonna
why,
have to
yeah,
stink.
that's why you are seeing the pros talking about this in that site. Because guess what? If they don't turn around right now, they may have to deal with actual legal ramifications for shitting over the
Well,
fans, for shitting over the industry. And they are on that point. Finally, Disney is in that point. So having Gail Simone talking on favor of reason, that is not because Gail Simone is in the side of reason. It's because there's no other side. They have fucked up their side. And by the way, hey Martin, hey Brian.
But that's but like Pablo said, that's why that's why Disney had to file that FCC filing earlier in the week. Good to see you, Nightwing. Appreciate you being here, brother. He's a good friend of mine. He actually, and I should shout out to Nightwing. Nightwing gifted me Halo, the Master Chief Collection on Steam today as a Christmas present. And we will definitely be playing that very soon, and probably him and I together. But that's the thing is they Marvel, because Disney owns Marvel now, right? Like full blown.
Yeah.
And they had to put out a statement with the FCC. They had to file it because if they didn't, they could have gotten sued saying that, hey, our misalignment with our customers is going to cause us massive amounts of money that we're going to lose.
All right, before we move on, I want to acknowledge our gifted member, JT Gunn, gifted 1 membership, and I thank you for that, sir. And it looks like it's a very particular membership, and because it's a particular membership,
Huge.
he gifted a huge membership. Thank you, JT Gunn. Looks like Mr. Common Nerd got it. Thank you.
I did.
And then
Thank you very much.
Pinochet's helicopter tour has been a member for 3 months. Says the Comic Book Palace in Haverhill, Massachusetts is a short ride up the road from me. By short, I mean an hour. So if you ever need an ambassador to Scope Shops, let me
Hell
know.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hell
shut
yeah.
up. That's fantastic. Thank you for that comment, Pinochet. That's
Tell
good.
me
Yeah.
more.
This man
Tell me
deserves
more.
all the damn business. And then that's somebody's rock fan, my friend, not just a co-host on Toxic Tuesday, but my friend. He's been a member for 3 months, and I thank him for being a member. And JT says I should interview O'Leary. I'd like to do that. If I can open up the extra time, I would love to do that. And guys, this is the link to Mark Miller's YouTube channel called Miller Time. Please sub to his channel. Not only watch this great video, it's only like 27 minutes long, but he also has lots of great interviews with a lot of great guys who've worked in comic books who really love, and I mean love, the medium. He's had Greg Capullo on. He's had Brendan McCarthy on, Chuck Dixon on. Pepe Larraz, who is the artist for Big Game. He's had a ton of great guests on there, and each conversation is really fun to listen to. Even if it's a guy I'm not as invested in, just to hear about the life experiences and what it was like, growing up around this medium. It's cool to see. Sean Murphy, yes, Sean Gordon Murphy, Jorge Jimenez, Linnell Yu from Superior. Yeah, a lot of cool names, and I know he's going to be doing with JMD Mateus. I forgot I did an episode JMD Mateus. I love JMD Mateus. So, yeah, I'm just saying go sub to Mealtime and go watch this video of Glenn O'Leary. So, yeah.
So-
anyways, yeah, let's go on about this. And yes, this is about Mark Miller, Kingsport Cal, partially. Go on, Caster.
So I just want to point out, like, to kind of bring it back to Mark, because the story has continued to evolve over the week as the insanity continued to keep exploding further and further, like to the point now where Mark just saying 2 words to Ethan Van Sciver,
Basically a hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Has caused a further spurg out of this.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen, right? This is what happens to all of these guys, right? When they realize what kind of backlash happens because of the fact that you decided to associate. How many times have we seen this happen before, right? How many times in
2017 and 18? This is all over.
It literally is. And guess what's going to end up happening? Millar obviously publishes enough stuff on his own that it won't be a problem, right? He's good, right? But watch. After this, Millar is going to end up writing a book for the Rippaverse. You know
I
what
don't think so. I don't. No, because
you think he's too well off on his own?
Not only is he very well
He's
off on his
focused
own,
on that.
and I don't think it's a lack of interest. It's that he's a Netflix executive. That's a big.
That's true. I forgot about
one.
that.
He's a Netflix executive. 2, and this is gonna broaden it off into a topic we're gonna talk about later. His big announcement that happened with Miller World this week. 3, it seems like he's conveying whatever extra time he has into getting the shift focused with comic retailers.
Good.
And of course, his writing with his books. And the only thing he said he would do outside of I'm not saying that it couldn't ever happen. It could.
But you get.
Right now, the only thing he's expressed is I would do a Superman book for free for DC.
Yeah, but
that's because he loves Superman. But I get your point.
Yeah, you get my point, though. It's like that's what they keep doing is they keep pushing out the guys that are the only ones still making the money by doing this kind of bullshit. They go after and they attack.
He's a little tougher than others, though. That's the thing.
There's just an issue.
Cancelable. I completely agree with that.
There's just an issue with Mark Millar going into the Rippaverse, and I think even Ethan Van Sciver properly working on something on the Rippaverse or something like that, is that we don't need centralization right now. One of the issues that we had with comic books during this last decade is that because of decentralization, all the really good titles were on Marvel or on DC. So when Marvel and DC go to shit, everything goes to shit. You have too little to actually hang around that is good. If you put everything on the Rippaverse,
that's a really good point.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that decentralization is key.
Yeah, you have everything on the Rippaverse. And let's say at one point, Eric July gets into a situation where he actually needs to sell his company. Okay, the next person might fuck you. Or the next person from that might fuck you. You don't know when somebody will be in a position to fuck you around. So having just one company is a bad thing to have. Everything goes to shit when the company goes to shit. The other side is also there's people that are into what Eric is doing, but they are not into what Ethan Van Sciver is doing. There's people that are really into Ethan Van Sciver, but are not into Eric. There's a lot of separation in that. And when you have that separation, just mixing will not create a consolidated audience.
Pablo,
will create a rupture.
You just made a really good point, and I guess this will be the one spoiler. If you once again, for those who haven't watched the Glenn O'Leary interview, which I strongly recommend, I'm going to give away one essential extra for it. To me, the entire interview is essential, but there's one big piece here that's essential. Well, Um, they were talking about when big two books do well, it helps all the indie books. And you know what? I can vouch on that because I remember when Marvel and the DC were kind of back on the upswing in the 2000s. And when they were back on the upswing with actually selling some comic books, a lot of the indie books were benefiting from that. And that does help those books when you have the big two doing well. People are, hell, what else is good? What else is out there? And that would also make a lot of sense with a lot of the books that are coming around that time that were doing very, very, very well. So you had those books, and then, but also another thing is too, there are some people when they were into comics, they were also only in big two. So now do you lose the potential normie, but you also lose the big two exclusive fans? Because there's some people when they get burned out from Marvel DC, they don't want anything else. Then there's those people who are DC only or Marvel only, and that's an even other uphill battle. It's nice we can try to get someone to suggest an alternative, whether it's from Image or a Boom or a Dark Horse, whatever. But yeah, it's tough, and that's an uphill battle. And that's something that a lot of retailers face because some guys when they on big two, they don't shop. Period. But when the big two does well, everyone wins when the big two do well. When they do
Also,
very
there's
well.
waves.
Well,
If you analyze the market, there's a couple of waves. You have the wave where Marvel is a bit down and DC is a bit down, and then you have Image, or Marvel is not in the right position, so people have interest in something bigger, or they lose an IP to an indie quote unquote company like Dark Horse. So people go from Marvel to Dark Horse to read Star Wars, and they found that there's a lot of other titles. But there's these moments, these waves of indie companies that gain momentum, and that momentum later dials down when the major companies take back their position. We are not seeing that right now. The
No.
big companies normally have this downward moment and then they re-escalate to being big, and
Oh
that
yeah,
takes
and
a
that's
couple of years.
it's
They are
one
not doing
thing.
that.
It's one thing when an art company and is doing well and the other's doing not as well. It comes and goes in ways.
Mhm.
But when both companies are fucking up, that's where it's a real problem
Yes.
because we're seeing that happen in real time. At least DC did have a stint for a few years when Rebirth was a thing. There was a time where there was customers who were coming in and seeing what's going on. Some were returned, some were even fresh new faces. So it was happening. And then once after that happened, when Jeff Johns stepped down from his high up position, that's when the beginning of the decline started to ramp right back up for DC, aka decline number 19. And now we're in the position that we're in worse than ever. But we gotta I want to try not to go too much more on this, but it's nice to see that Mark has not only reached out to this guy, but say, hey, you know what? Who are the other big retailers? Let's get a stream together. Let's figure out what we need to do to sort this out, because having a guy as big and still relevant as Mark is good, because it also helps the retailers with who they're talking to, because they're talking to one of the main men. And because I'm sure there are retailers who felt like, oh crap, we are screwed. All these writers and artists are against us. But now they're starting to see who really is and who isn't. And it took a really big name to say, you know what,
Mhm.
we're gonna do our best to at least try to sort this out. Because there's still a possibility this could all sink. But even if it does, at least they go down trying. At least they go down trying. And I'll appreciate an effort if it happens.
I just
So
want to say one last thing because
yeah, no, say
I'm
it.
reading
Say
the
it.
chat, and a lot of people are talking how manga is outselling the American industry and how there's a lot of good material. The
Yeah.
issue is that manga is positioned in a way that there's a lot of trash. That goes for anime too. If you see, most of the things that are coming out of Japan are absolute garbage. Then you have your Freyr, and then you have your Spice and Wolf, your Full Metal Alchemist. You have those really big juicy animes and mangas that are special. One Piece, for example, is a really good manga. Demon Slayer is not that good. It's actually mid-tier garbage, but it's enjoyable garbage, and that's the thing. When you buy a Shonen Jump magazine, you get a compendium of garbage with One Piece. So you have a juicy, really good manga and a bunch of garbage. That's why people left them in the train, because are worthless. If you have read One Piece, everything else is absolutely worthless, and you leave your Shonen Jump magazine on the train so anybody can grab it and keep reading. That's something that actually happens in Japan. So is that consolidation that is making the sales spike for a lot of things. And then when you have the tomb releases with let's say issue 1 to 10, then you have the things that actually really sell well, and the things that will have an anime adaptation because they have sold 30,000 copies or 60,000 copies. That is not much. One Piece is selling a few millions. So that's the key of the industry. In America, you don't have that right now. If they had a lot of garbage from Marvel, but you have an issue of Marvel that came with a killer Spider-Man story that goes week to week, and the rest is Miss Marvel and everything else, okay, I will buy it for Spider-Man. They have their money, and I have what I want. That's it.
American comics don't need to do better than manga in order to be successful. They just need to have a industry that's sustainable.
Yeah.
And
Well,
as Chernobyl,
can I add something here, Nick?
add
'Cause
it. Gerry,
I've been
go
waiting.
for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Because look, there's a lesson that I learned working in the industry, which
Yes.
is that comic books haven't been profitable since 1972.
Oh, that would be old.
They break even is what they do. They break even. Where these publishers made their money is through intellectual property, through merchandising and licensing. And when you begin to destroy your intellectual properties, do damage to them, they started losing money over the last decade. But I want to go back to something else, which is Diamond Comics. Diamond Comics was a mob-run organization.
Oh,
whether they're
I
owned
know.
by the mafia or not, I'm
Steve
not saying. What I'm
Deppie
saying
is.
is they used mob tactics, and
Yes.
you know, it's like, yeah, they went away now.
Deppie's a
Marvel
piece
does
of
their own,
work.
DC does their own. But here's the bad news: they're still using the same tactic, which is, if you want these comics that sell, you have to buy all of these others with them. And these, I have watched, Keith and I are friends with a lot of comic store owners that have gone out of business over the last decade, just destroyed by what Diamond and what Marvel and DC were doing, forcing them to purchase comics that weren't going to sell, and then not offering them the returns on those floppies. Okay. And you keep doing that. They've done so much damage that there comes a point where it's like the industry is dying. It's technically, I would say that it's dead. It just doesn't know it's dead yet. And this is where the independent comic creators are coming in. And they're taking prime real estate if they play it smart. And they're going to take it away from these publishers. You look at IDW. Now, IDW was known as like the biggest publisher of all of them, because they had the license rights to publish old comics from both Marvel, DC, as well as other comic companies. I think they even worked with Eisner's print, Kitchen Sink Press, you know, and so they had the biggest library. And yet, what's happening to them? They're choking. They're slowly starving to death, because they did the same thing over the last 10 years of going woke. And of course, you know how it impacted me, because I was supposed to be the new G.I. Joe cover artist, and I got to do one cover because the commie that ran G.I. Joe hated me. And so I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm done with IDW. And but Tom Waltz, who's a good friend of mine, we go back a long ways, business partners, he and I. And that guy gave me my one shot there. But the thing is, though, they lost the license. And you think, oh well, G.I. Joe's going to take it away, and they're going to go do it right. No, they're woke at G.I. Joe too. Hasbro has woke people working there. They're completely infiltrated at every level. These companies.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
there's no way for them to get back to what they were in 1972, where they were at least breaking even. They're absolutely losing money, hand over fist, and there's no way to continually survive. Now you got these big companies like BlackRock and them that just keep funding these things because it's like nothing to them. But there's going to come a point where they're going to stop funding these bad ideas, and then what's going to happen?
Yeah. They've already started to do that too. Like a lot of that stuff, that's what you see happening to Disney right now. A lot of that BlackRock and a lot of the rest of those guys are backing up off of that stuff. They've even said, like, look, the woke doesn't sell. We tried it. It doesn't work. So a lot of them have backed off a lot of their major investings and that kind of stuff because guess what? There ain't no returns.
And
exactly. I'm going to tell you, this shit started with Diamond in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so
each problem added to another problem, added to another problem. Oh, I'm aware. It's not lost on me of the.
And I quit reading comics in '86 because I didn't like the marketing that Marvel did for the Secret Wars. I felt so misused as a buyer that I sold all my comic books except for the collector's items, like movie related stuff. My Blade Runner stuff, Star Wars, all that shit. I kept all that. But fuck Marvel Comics and DC. I sold all my shit because I want to read graphic novels or trade paperbacks. I want my entire story arc in one sitting. I don't want to wait 30 days. I don't think that it's a really great model. You know, I think doing trade paperbacks every 45 days is better than the 30-day floppy. I don't think it's sustainable anymore.
There's one company that actually kind of understood how to handle things, and is the one in charge of Conan. I think is Heroic Signature. That they were basically okay. Marvel is not doing. Marvel was actually doing quite well on the Conan book before they took back the IP, and they are like, we are not giving it to anybody. We are doing it ourselves. And current Conan is actually really good.
Oh, I know it's good. Except we need.
Well, since they went open, look at what they're doing with Conan right now. I mean, Chuck Dixon did his Conan comic. I love it. I love it.
I hear it's great. I haven't read it yet, but I hear it's great.
He did novels actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he done 2 of them now. I think
two Conan novels.
Yeah, 2 Conan novels. Chernobyl, what's up, Chernobyl? Had a great comic. Yes, I had my comic collecting with Ripple and will not jump Marvel DC. And it's fully open. No, and that's good, man. If that's where you start in, you're going from there. Oh, sorry. Just for a lot of people, it's like how do you get the big 2 customers? This is the trick. If you don't get the big 2 customers, who do you get to replace them? I think that's where you gotta figure out if you want to try to come back. Because let's just pretend the current market does not survive at all. What new way do you come up with to replace it? And in that replacement market, you got to
remember something, Nick.
Yeah.
The number of people who buy and read comic books statistically have stayed level with the growth of the population.
Yes.
There's never going to be. It only grows that way. And this is the problem that the big 2 kept having is. Batman movie would come out and they would go nuts. Well, DC's the one that started it. DC,
I don't think that's
DC would have a movie come out and they would immediately like do just a bunch of titles to go with that movie, Batman, Superman, and they'd see a peak in sales and then suddenly it would drop off drastically. And that was like in the early 90s for Batman. And that's when they got into trouble the first time, was because they put all their eggs in one basket.
Here's the counter to that, and you're right, by the way. I don't disagree with what I'm about to say. I actually 100% agree with you. The counter to that is this is why I don't fault the customer. It's the publisher's fault, because the publisher, when they see something that's a success, they milk it for all it's worth. Now, a good book, I can't say it's a good book because I didn't read it, but let's just say a book that did well because of an adaptation that benefited it was The Walking Dead. I never read it. I never watched the show, but a lot of customers were became readers because of the show.
Right.
And I think, and this is, no, I can't prove this, but this is what I think happened. A lot of people are like, hey, where do I start? And if I ask a Walking Dead comic fan where to start, they can either name the first issue or a few jumping on points. And I think what makes the biggest difference. Okay, customer number one. Hi, I'm coming in for Walking Dead book. Where can I start? Here, here, and here. Okay, now customer number two. Hi, I just saw the movie Logan. I want Wolverine comics. Well, there's Wolverine, but Wolverine's dead in the comics. But also there's this spin-off title that spins off after his death, along with Laura McKinney, who has another comic. Oh, and also his corpse is being celebrated in this other comic called Death of Wolverine. Customer number two is so shunned and overwhelmed, absolutely confused, walk away buying nothing. Whereas customer number one says, okay, I'll try out that one Walking Dead book. Less is more is the name of the game here. The customer saw there was one Walking Dead book and said, okay, I know where to start. If I like it, I can go for more. If I don't like it, whatever. No harm, no foul.
It's the quality over quantity.
And they actually gained readers, not just because people liked the book, but as the show was going on, the readers were escalating. So you had both people getting invested in the comic book because hype was garnering, but also the show was actually helping the book. And I truly believe it was a quality over quality. Now, ironically, the shows have milked that property more than the actual comic book did, very ironically. But I will at least credit Kirkman for sticking to one book with that. I will credit him for that, because for all the flaws he has, he did do that right with his book. And I feel like that made a significant difference. And I've talked to normies who at least have a trade or two of Walking Dead paperbacks, and that's good. They can at least have something to talk about. People can't talk about one single Marvel DC story because they milk the shit out of them.
There's an issue with that model, and it's something that has been a real problem with what they have been trying to do with movies, DC and Marvel. And is movies are not a good gateway. If you think that a movie, because you like a character, will be a good gateway into a comic, you don't understand the differences between the mediums. What is a good gateway is having a really popular comic. Let's say, for example, the reason why Hellboy and Walking Dead and almost every single one of the books that became big is because they had a Batman and they had a Spider-Man. So kids will go into the store and buy their Batman or their Spider-Man, that is the mainstream comic, and they will see something really cool on the perch. And they will pick it up and, oh, this looks really cool. What is a Spawn? Should I read this Spawn? Okay, I will buy this. That is the real gateway. But if you don't have a strong book that actually brings people that love the medium, because the medium really needs you to like reading comics. Reading comics is not the same as reading a book, a novel, or watching a movie. It's a different experience that takes a different amount of time and has a different flow. Because of that, you need people to get hooked into books, into comic books, using comic books. And they are not doing that. So even if they have a completely different Iron Man on the Iron Man comics, if it was a good comic, you will still have people buying it. It was not a good story. So instead of buying that, I will buy a slice of pizza and call it a day, because I don't need to buy this comic.
But you could get pizza.
Oh, that's for sure.
So, bad comic or pizza?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Good pizza, good comic. Yes.
But
simple as that. Go ahead.
There's a couple of issues that you can make that tie in with the movie that will sell, but most of the people that buy that tie-in will not buy, let's say, the current Batman, because it's not the universe of the movie. They want to keep in the movie. If you are a fan of Batman in the comics, you want to keep reading Batman. So you buy more Batman comics. If you are a fan of the movie and you buy the tie-in, you will buy the tie-in, and that's it. That's why people that love The Walking Dead have a couple of issues of The Walking Dead and not a huge collection of every single other franchise because
But they
they don't
did
care.
gain readers from that. Some were trade collectors,
Yeah,
some
but the
became
amount is not that big.
monthly readers, and it doesn't mean that there needs to be a 100 no, or not even a 50% correlation. Here's the issue with the correlation. The percentage that they get after the effect after the movie is usually less than 1%.
Yes.
Even a 5 to 10% would help a lot. I'm just saying 5 to 10%. And Walking Dead was can at least say they gained readers as that show was going on. And it wasn't just the trades that so it was the monthly book that so
Yeah,
and it
but
was going up in the charts as the issue numbers were growing.
Mhm.
It's there. I mean, go on
But
Comic
if
Con,
you
it's
wanna
all
know
there.
how The Walking Dead got a show, is because people were going into the comic book store, saw The Walking Dead, purchased The Walking Dead, and it was moving so many copies that somebody on a network television went like, "Oh, there's money here." So
Uh-huh.
before having people buying The Walking Dead because of the series, there was people buying the comic, and that's the reason for the series, and that's the mistake that the industry is doing. Falling into buying because of the series is not the same as going into the series because of your love of the franchise, because your love of the franchise has generated already money. If you watch the series, it's not generating money because the series normally is there for the network to sell ads. The
Yeah.
series itself is barely selling Blu-rays and DVDs. The
It
comics
doesn't.
were still selling a ton.
Yes. That's true. No, that's true.
It's mad, man.
It's bad, yeah. But you could still it's not impossible for a book to gain readers after. Yes, I get the idea of the same universe, but it's not impossible. It doesn't mean that there needs to be a 50-50. I just once again I'll stand by you can get even 5 to 10% would help a book significantly. Whether it's a monthly reader or a trade waiter, that's still whatever way you get to that 5 to 10% would help significantly for any book. I don't think it's the fact that there is a universe. Yes, obviously that would help things. I just feel like because there's a issue with milking the property and the fact that they never timed the stuff well to market it properly.
Here's a fun fact.
There's almost no books that have marketed their stuff timely very well to
Mhm.
accommodate that. Just look no further than the Avengers book. They actually had potential to get so many customers from that first movie. But what happened when every new customer came in? They found out there's 6, 7 different Avengers books. They end up buying freaking nothing.
Mhm. But here's a fun fact about this is
And they had the
marketing.
lineup from
I'm
the
Yeah,
movies. They had the
I'm
lineup from the
approaching
movies in the main
I'm
book.
approaching this by marketing, by the data that marketing gives you, because that's
Yes.
one of the things that I do daily. So if you analyze the conversion rate for Coca-Cola ads,
Yes.
is less than 1%.
Yes.
Coca-Cola ads, one of the biggest marketing machines in the world, is generating less than 1%. Having a 5% conversion rate for anything is a dream. It's an absolute dream. There's cases of that, but it's really difficult.
Yes.
But
Difficult, but not impossible.
having a bunch of people that are every single week giving you money, that is better than having a less than 1% conversion rate. That's a
Yeah.
100% stable rate. You need that. So you need to keep the customers, not bring new customers first. You need to keep customers. Coca-Cola learned that with New Coke. New
Mhm.
Coke was better. If you think about the formula and the way that it interacted with the brain, New Coke was better.
Mhm.
It was worth shit.
Mhm.
People wanted all Coke. People want all Marvel. It's exactly the same principle. They are trying to reinvent the brand. they will have exactly the same conversion rate as Coca-Cola, and they will have exactly the same hurdles as Coca-Cola. Because if you don't cater to the people that is already giving you money, you cannot hope to get more people. The actual conversion rate is not through ads, is mouth to word.
Yes, no, you're right. I wouldn't even say you're right because I agree with like an opinion. I feel like you're factually accurate. Yes, there's definitely a gigantic, and I what happened with Coca-Cola. Yeah, there's an issue there. The conversion rate. No, you're not wrong. I don't disagree with any of this. I see Shinaski mentioned Walking to Heaven because Frank Darabont really wants to, you know, and yeah, that's I don't know the context behind that. Are you talking based on the show? I'm not doubting the show, and maybe they did hire Cheetown, but regardless, the show took off. They converted fans. There is a point of reference out there, and I don't know the percentage because I never looked into the conversion rate. But the fact is, they got them. People can actually say they became fans of the comic from the show, which is, I think, more than what almost any Marvel and DC book can say for a longer extended period of time. And that's something Marvel and DC should have had happen at least once.
Well, and this is one of my issues with it. I think the fact that they don't market this stuff alongside their comic books is the problem, because I didn't know that Walking Dead was a comic book series until years later. Like, I literally did not know that until years later. And they don't advertise these comics with these shows. They don't advertise these comics with these movies. Why didn't the Captain America movie why did not every single one of those trailers end with a, hey, if you want to learn more about Captain America, come check out the latest issue from Marvel?
That's
Why
a whole other can of worms. Oh boy, we do that. We're gonna go another 3 hours.
For that record, why did they put
I only
comics
got another 11 minutes, so I only got another 11 minutes, so I'll just get
But
you guys
you're
started
right.
and let y'all run.
No,
Wait,
you're right.
you can
You're right though, Common. We
you
can't
can
go
tell
into
the time
that.
by the hairs on your arm.
But you're right.
Yeah,
And that is a fatal problem. That's a whole other marketing issue. All right. Anyways, we got super chats to read, and I think it's safe to say we've definitely gone over the industry issues long enough. Let's get into some upswing, because guys, it's all uphill from here, and I promise that. Granted, there is a lot of positives to the Glenn O'Leary stuff. There is. It's just there is a small baggage of bad that had to get to that. But anyways, my boy Christian Delorme's Vinyl Revival for Canadian $5 says, "Bonjour, everybody. Just got home from work. Greetings, friends, from Mel and I. Hi, Mel. Time for an old Milwaukee. Cheers, boys, and cheers to you, Christian. Thank you." And then he gives for another Canadian too. Says, "Huge 69 Slayer." Thank you, Christian. Guys, we're gonna transition over to our boy Gerry, the Potty Poopa. Has a comic to promote, and while he gets Caster get that link fired up, I'm gonna get my glass refilled. We're gonna do a cheers as we get to Gary's comic. Let's get our glass yet. So get that link fired up. I'm gonna get my drink.
Here. There you go. But yeah, I mean, it's one of them situations where it's like this kind of stuff is just all nonsense. Like, they're going to end up screwing themselves over and burning themselves down to the ground. And you know what the best part is one of the things I was going to bring up earlier is I believe I saw this earlier. Batman or Superman, I think, comes into public domain in 2034, and then Batman comes into public domain in 2035. So, boys and girls, we're still going to be alive long enough for those to enter the public domain, and we'll get good stories out of those characters again.
Original Superman, the moment that it becomes public domain, trust me, there's a lot of companies, especially on India, that are waiting for that moment, because they have been doing Superman stuff. Well, not Superman, but Superman-y stuff for a long time.
Superman.
They are itching to have the brand and sell it to America. They are really itching. And trust me, they will come with some interesting shit that people will love.
I believe. I have no doubt about that whatsoever.
Okay.
So speaking of Superman, let's get into this book here, because from what I'm seeing from what little bit I've seen here with the previews for this book, It sounds like it's a bit of a Superman story of its own.
So, Gerry, tell us about your comic. Give us your True Hollywood VH1 Behind the Music special on this.
Well, first of all, let's play the trailer, because that pretty much gives you the skyscraper view of the story. And it was originally supposed to be narrated by Dale Dye, but he got sick and lost his voice. And Tom jumped in and last minute agreed, yeah, man, I'll do this. And so he went in and did this.
Oh, yeah.
Meet the Seattle Vigilante. Like so many comic heroes, this warrior hides his identity. But his identity isn't the only secret he has to keep. After grievous wounds received during combat, Tier 1 operator John Russell begins to recover and comes to terms with his new reality of being an amputee. And as he learns how to use his new prosthetic limb, he finds himself caught up in the bureaucratic red tape that too many wounded veterans experience, the exhausting medboard process. Out of sheer frustration, John takes it out on the criminal scum of the city. But when reality kicks in, John realizes he started something that's having an impact on the greater world around him, and thus has to reevaluate his motives. And moreover, just how far is John willing to go to finish this war he's declared against the criminals in Seattle? And will he even survive? From the creator of IDW's award-winning graphic novel Code Word Geronimo comes a new story about a different kind of warrior, Vindicated Inc., the first of its kind disabled veteran action hero comic. The Vindicated Inc. graphic novel crowdfunding campaign on fundmycomic.com is provided in the description of this video. We hope you become a contributor. Please share this link. Thank you.
Tom
Okay,
is a killer narrator.
That's official,
our boy
Gerry.
Tom.
Gerry, you officially don't have a choice anymore. You have to come on Vets Talking now to promote this because of what this comic is about. Like, you don't have a choice now. I'm just letting you know that right now.
Well, the very first words in the book, just so you know, are these words, and I'll never forget them. This book, Vindicated Inc., is my love song to every warrior who has left a part of themselves on the battlefield or brought a piece of the battlefield back home with them. And I've got a lot of friends that, served in combat. I never got to. I mean, it's not like I wasn't shot at. It's just I didn't serve in combat. And you don't get to choose who gets deployed and who gets sent into the firefight. I was a combat medic ready to go. And by the way, I want to announce right here that artwork right there is being turned into a maquette. One is at 1/6 scale and one is at 1/12 scale.
Ooh.
And he'll be carrying he's full battle rattle, geared up with battle damage to his helmet because he's been shot in the face twice. It destroyed his Oakley, ballistic Oakleys, and it blew a chunk off of his MTech mask. He wears the MTech Predator mask in the first phase of his armor is this. And then as you saw the picture of him on the motorcycle shooting at a guy behind him, that's phase 2, which is a different kind of armor. And he keeps changing armor as he goes on, trying to find a better fit and something that's lightweight and easy to move around in. The MTech is sort of like Batman in Batman Begins, very difficult to move around in, but he's able to get the job done. And he gets lighter armor as he progresses. And the reason and how he does that is because he knows that what he's doing is dangerous. And as a tier 1 operator, to explain to you why that's important, he has to do what the Punisher and Batman brag to do in the comic books, but actually in reality, both of them would be caught easily because they both leave paper trails. You can't leave paper trails. And this character gets all of his weapons through the criminals that he kills. All of his money he gets through the criminals that he kills. There's no trail. And on top of that, when a cop narrows down on him thinking, I've got you, you're my target, you're my guy, you're the vigilante, I'm going to arrest you. And then he comes out from behind the desk with a leg missing. The cop writes him off. And there's this great statement in the book by one of the characters. He says, "You want to be unseen in this city and not be noticed? Be a disabled homeless veteran in the street. No one will notice you."
Ooh.
Facts.
That's right.
Ooh.
Sad but true.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. You find out there's a certain point. It's like, how does he know all this shit? And then we cut back to every time they were talking about something, he was a disabled vet laying down on a cardboard or in a wheelchair on crutches. He was constantly around them. They just never noticed him.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Dude,
I love that.
that's brutal. I wanted to
Boys and
compliment
girls.
something that you said earlier about the armor escalation. There's a few comics that actually take care of that, and for nerds like me, it's really important to see the evolution of an armor and the reasoning of that evolution. I think one of the few comics that actually did that really, really good is God damn it.
Just so you know, that's Fahim
Kikas.
Fazli.
Kikas. No, Kikas.
Kikas. That's
Yeah,
Fahim Fazli, the actor, Hollywood actor. He's got a movie coming out soon about his life. I did the artwork to his book cover of Fahim Speaks, and he is a close friend. And he named that captain, Afghani Special Forces captain, Captain Jabari, named after his own father.
That's awesome.
And the guy up there with his fist up, that's actor Kurt Yeager from Sons of Anarchy. I have signed agreements from all these actors that agreed to be in the book. So it's like a movie. It's my movie.
So they know they are in the book. It's not like
they signed
when you
the
have
agreement.
that smoke. Oh, nice. That's really, really nice.
They're not gonna get an email one day and told, "Surprise, I killed you."
Or have that moment.
There is one that gets killed, but I won't say who it is.
Guys. I don't mean to jump in the middle. I gotta run. I'll catch y'all later.
All right,
Love
Common. Thanks for
All right,
being
buddy.
here, man.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Common.
With you. We're gonna
Get a hold of me.
This comics more. I will. I will, brother. We'll see you guys later. Appreciate y'all. Love you. This comic looks great. Can't wait. Go buy it on fundmycomic.com. Go do it right now. Go do it right now.
I'll
Love
see you
guys.
tomorrow,
Bye.
dude.
Yes, for sure,
Bye,
brother.
buddy.
And then
So
there was
basically,
the 5.
yeah, then there were
Again.
5. So, Kurt Yeager, convincing him to be in here was pretty easily. I sent him the basic script and some of the artwork, and he immediately wanted to be involved. He's in real life, Kurt Yeager is disabled by the fact that he has a prosthetic leg, lost his leg. But when I wrote this, initially I was inspired by Captain or Colonel, God, I just forgot his name, starts with a G. That's in the movie Battleship. And so I thought I'd make him a double amputee. But after a while, I realized I can't do that. He can't do some of the things that he needs to do, and it's just impossible. But when Kurt came on, I said, well, he's got 2 prosthetic legs. So my question is to you, how method are you?
I don't
And this is
know.
one that a lot of my vet buddies, they love this moment here. And by the way, the guy firing the weapon there is a military vet buddy of mine. Actually, everybody there is a real person in my life. But the thing that they love about this scene is that as they're dragging him out there to the helicopter, he says, "You grab his leg," and he goes, "Leg." And then when you cut to the next shot, he's in the helicopter and somebody sets his fucking leg down next to it. And it's one of the weirdest moments in the story. And it's something that a lot of disabled vets that have lost limbs in combat said, it is weird. That is so weird right there.
Yeah, that's.
He looks over
All
and
right.
sees him setting his dismembered limb next to him.
So, was this a story that you've always been working towards? Or was this something that happened recently? Was this a random impulse idea?
No, it started in 10 years ago.
10
I
years
was
ago.
going to pay my rent. I had to drive 2 blocks to the landlord's office, pay the rent, and come back home. And I had this idea for a comic strip that had 2 disabled veterans, because I love the dark humor of disabled veterans. And I think I'm dark. They're darker than me. And it had these 2 guys playing basketball. One's a spinal injury and the other one's got a missing limb, and he makes his shot. and he turns to the other guy and throws up his stump on the right arm and says, "Phantom limb high five."
Oh.
And the guy fakes and makes the sound effect snap or smack. And that was what inspired this whole story. Was I was thinking about doing that, and by the time I got there, I'm like, who is this guy? Why is he like that? You know, and by the time I got home, I had the entire story in my head, called up Jeff Searcy of Wounded Warrior Project, who's a close friend of mine.
Okay.
And I said, is this a good idea or a bad idea? So I told him the entire story, and he says, this is the most incredible fucking thing I've ever heard.
Wow.
You've got to do this. And he wrote the afterword of the book. It's in the final page of the book is written by him, Jeff Searcy. And he's like, this is an important story because I was inspired to do this. I love when I went to work for Dale Dye, because I am Dale Dye's artist. I do everything for him. I storyboarded the forthcoming film, No Better Place to Die, executive produced by Gerry Sinise and Tom Hanks. And Apple TV is working a deal on this and to make this film that I did all the artwork for. And going to work for him, I did it because I wanted to work for veteran causes for the rest of my life. From 2006 on, I'm decided to dedicate the rest of my life, for however long I'm here, to dealing with veteran issues. And that's what this book is about. It's about post-traumatic stress disorder. It's about the med board process and the nightmare that can cause for soldiers. It's about warriors. It's about guys who give a shit about their country, because he comes home and he's angry because they have him on the med board process, which is a nightmare. You heard it in the trailer. You know, what used to be something that took weeks now can take years, and your career in the military is in limbo, waiting. You don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to kick me, or what's going to happen? And so he's trapped, and he gets frustrated. He goes out and catches a guy trying to rob a convenience store, and he kicks the shit out of this guy, just beats him. And he beats him so badly that the clerk in the convenience store begs him to stop hitting him. It's like, you're going to kill him. And he realized, yeah, I guess I'm pretty vicious. But he gets this, you know, it's a high. You know, combat gives you a high. And he gets that high from this, and he says, I'm going to go do that again. And it starts making him feel better. But then it has an impact on him that he's having an impact on society around him, because they start talking about what he's doing. And the police think it might be one person, might be multiple people. And they eventually open a task force run by Frank Tedesco, former FBI agent and now Seattle police detective. And he wants to know who has been recently added to the VA or moved to the city that is former special forces. I want a list. And he gets his list, even though they're redacted, because the Department of Defense would not allow him to see all the information. He gets an acronym. He sees an acronym that immediately tells him this guy's Delta Force. He's a Tier 1 operator. He's Ranger Unit 75. He's 75th Ranger Unit. He knows he's top of the line special forces, and that's his guy. But again, he goes to arrest him, and he comes out from behind the desk with a missing leg, and he immediately writes him off. There's no way you're my guy. I fucked up. And that's where they become friends, and the story continues. Each book, 155 pages per graphic novel. It's a huge book.
Wow. Dude.
I've got over 90 pages drawn right now.
Okay.
Over 90 pages. And Richard Bonk is going to be drawing one chapter, which is a flashback chapter that explains why one of the villains in the story and he hate each other so much, and why this guy is so dangerous, and why he's got to put a stop to this guy. And he's also dealing with things like this, where he dreams all the time that he's still running. And this is before he's been fitted with his prosthetic limb, and he begins to learn that I can run again. Now, I do simplify it. I'll tell you that he only uses one prosthetic leg, but in reality, for everything he does, he would have 3 different distinct prosthetic legs to do each one thing that he needs to do: fighting, running, and just standard walking around. There are 3 different legs. But I simplify it and said, I'm just going to make it one leg and I'm not going to explain it. And I'm sure I'm going to get somebody going, well, you know that a guy can't run on those prosthetic legs. I'm like going, Jesus Christ, yes, I know. But I'm not going to waste 5 pages on that. You know, you interrupt the story when you get too focused on that. And I am fully aware of it. But I want to explain, you know, how this character does this stuff. That is a dramatic moment within the book. That's when the guy sets off the IED that takes off his leg. One of his the Afghani Special Forces team, and Captain Jabari shoots him right in the face and just kills him. He kills his own XO.
Okay.
But it's too late. You know, he's already pressed the button, and Jabari tries to warn him, but John's caught in the middle of this explosion. And I go into this very slow process of him looking down, and he sees the flame coming out from under the building, going into his legs, around his feet. And he's reminded of growing up where I grew up in the Carolinas and Virginia. They're on the East Coast, and the ocean going up over his feet and legs. And it's a dramatic moment. It's violent, but at the same time, there's a bit of beauty to it in the storytelling. And again, I want to point out that Chuck Dixon and Mike Barron have read all the pages, and they're both singing my praises. They're saying this is their
saw
kind of
that,
comic book.
Dude. I saw that.
And
I'm
Mike
like,
Barron is
"God
writing
damn."
the introduction. Barron is writing the introduction to the
Mike
book.
Barron's writing the introduction. Jeez.
I didn't even have
wow.
to ask him. He wanted to do it. And I'm so grateful having him and Chuck in my life, because both of them, you know, are great bouncing boards when I'm going over themes and story, you know, character arcs. They're great for bouncing that shit off of, and they like what I'm doing here. I have these characters that are interesting and they're real. The violence is real. There's nothing over the top. It's all gritty, real, violent, and there's even the humor in it is real. It's like he gets trapped by some mercs at one point, and he says, well, like my sergeant always told me, if you find yourself trapped and no way out, go grenade bowling.
Wow.
So he starts throwing grenades at these guys, and they're like, oh shit, we didn't think he'd do that.
A lot of the themes that you are talking about are not even just for the US. You remind me of a lot of histories that have heard from veterans from the Ecuador-Peru war that we had on the 99. And even with people that helped afterwards to remove mines from the fields that set them off, and they fucking lost a leg or the 2 legs or an arm trying to avoid people actually dying for what was left of the war. And this is 10 years of trying to remove those mines. So yeah, a lot of what you are saying and a lot of the humor is something that I have seen here in Ecuador.
Yeah, it's even when he commits to violence, he's going to kill this one guy, but he's going to torture him to get information out of him. And he says, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a chance. And he throws a pistol. He says, it's chambered. It's chambered. I'm not going to lie to you. It's you can get to that gun before I hit you with my knife. You win. And of course, the minute the guy makes the move, he throws the knife at him. And it sticks it right here underneath the collarbone, sticks him right in the subclavian artery.
So
and he says,
Gerry.
"Oh, Gerry, it's just not your fucking night."
Pinochet's helicopter tours, who backed your book right now. He just bought a copy. So you got a new backer, which is cool. He says, Dale Dye, the Army captain turned actor and military technical advisor for Hollywood, who played Colonel Sink in Band of Brothers and other movies like JFK.
Yep. That's my boss. I work for him, and I'm very proud that I work for him. And I'm also proud that of all the years I've worked for him, he's only had to correct me now 3 times.
Oh.
I've been with him for almost 20 years.
Oh, sorry about
Dude,
that.
you got another backer. You got another backer. You're at 25 backers, dude.
Outstanding. Let me
Dude,
refresh my page.
Yeah. You got 2 more. And guys,
But
I see we got
Flicking.
we got almost 30 people in here. We have a great crowd, and I see guys. Gerry's gaining back to the side. Thank you for backing Vindicated.
Thank you.
It's freaking awesome to see. Hey, what's up, TZ? Nice to see you here. Gerry now has 25 backers. You officially are now in a quarter now because you came in the show with like 22 or 23. So now you've gained
23.
a few. Now, is this story just one of its own unique kind? Are you looking to hopefully expand upon this?
No, here's what it is. I've already written out the story for 3 graphic novels.
Okay.
This is part 1. It's a trilogy, but I do expect to continue the book later because there's a plan to expand on the universe. Because all the stories that I write that deal with realism, with law enforcement and military, are all in the same universe. Frank Tedesco, who's the cop in this, is in 2 of my other stories, St. Thomas, and he's also in the story David Two Trees about a reservation cop, down in the Arizonas, and he has to partner up with him to fight or find a killer. And it's just a straightforward police thriller with a lot of violence. The shootout in that is intense. The final, the final battle at the end of that story is intense. It's very military-like combat between a corrupt sheriff and his men versus these 2 cops. One's a city cop and the other one's a res cop. Both of them half American Indian. And one sees it, because he lives in our world, while the other one rejects our world and becomes a reservation cop. And that's David Two Trees. And the name Two Trees actually comes from me because I used to take care of a chief in California. And he would go, "You are big. I will call you Two Trees." That was my nickname. Because I'm a giant human being, Sasquatch. So, but anyway, it's an ongoing story. And I also have an English version called Pilgrim. That is a character who works with John in the 3rd graphic novel. And he goes off back to England and his mother gets assaulted. And he leaves the military to go help his mother. And then he finds out there are these gangs. And working with MI5 and MI6, he infiltrates this gang and finds out actually there's also this group of motivated people that want to bring down the government. And he's, going to try to fight these guys. All of this takes place actually in the 2010s. None of this is modern. It takes place at anywhere between 10 and 8 years ago. And that way I don't have to deal with all the distress we've had since 2020.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, it's good that you definitely.
Because if John has to deal with them, he would be killing Antifa and BLM people because they're communists.
Oh no,
and they're dangerous.
How tragic.
They're threats to society.
How tragic.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
No, don't stop.
No, stop.
Oh,
please
no.
don't.
Please don't.
No,
Gerry,
please don't. Don't do it on the carpet. I don't want to clean that up.
$5 away from $900, dude. $5 away. Guys, if you can't back the book or just you like what you see, but maybe you just can't back it, he does have also just contribute donations too. Just saying. Dude, like you're gonna I can already tell you're gonna, especially between here, Vets talking. You're gonna go all the way at this book. And
we just went over 900.
Oh,
yep, we're 930 now. We have 26 backers.
Awesome,
guys.
We have, but I do want to tell you, the Mac Cat's going to be interesting. I'm going to limit the number of those. They're available. There's one available at the 500 mark, and it's along with what is it? I forget what's in that one. With $500, you can. There are two $500.
Okay.
One you can get all these other things, but I'm probably going to do away with one of them and just keep this one. You get to be drawn into the book as a character. You get a 1/6 scale maquette of John with full battle damage armor. And you get a signed copy of the graphic novel. Because all graphic novels are going to be signed by me. I'm going to sign every one of them.
All right. Well, you know what? It's that time. It's been an hour 40 in the show, and we're gonna keep talking about this a little bit more, by the way. Vulcan Liz just backed as well. Thank you, Vulcan. Gary appreciates it. The panel appreciates it. We're very, very, very. This is probably the most overdue we've ever been to a Cheers ever, but we've had a great show.
Well, people don't even know shit about me, dude. I've been doing this for years, and people are like, "Wait, you're a comic artist?"
Yeah, here you are making moves, and got Pinochet's helicopter tours, Vulcan Liz. I know someone else back there, guys. Gary, this one's out to you, my friend. We got 25 in here, guys. Thank you for being here. Being here this long, by the way. We've had the majority of our crowd stick around. Thank you for being here and hanging out with us as we're chatting comics, talk about the good things in the world. And Gary, this is to you, my friend. I'm so glad you came on to promote your comic. We're getting you backers, and you got something killing the works. And now probably in the next few weeks, I will back it soon myself as well. Believe that. So cheers, Gary. To Gary.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Brother. Cheers, sir.
Thank you very much.
Oh man, dude, that felt real good. I'm fucking happy.
Stanatsky is such an asshole. I'm surprised constantly by the levels of depravity in Gary's life. And by the way, the trailer was made by Stanatsky.
Oh, was it?
He made that trailer, and I so deeply appreciate what he did.
Now, this may be premature, but I need to know, and maybe someone in the chat would like to know, is there an estimate of what you're hoping to get this up by? Is there a goal of, like, I don't know, third quarter 2024? Do you have a goal of when you want to get this fulfilled? What's your
I
goal?
need at least, as soon as possible, $3,500 to pay. Is it $3,500 or $3,300? I forget. Hold on. $3,300 to pay Richard Bonk, because Richard Bonk is being paid $150 a page to do the book. That guy, he's worth $300 a page, and I mean that. But I guaranteed him I would pay him at least $150 a page. And he and I've worked together a lot over the years. We have a very close friendship. We've been friends for over 20 years. And I just love working with him. He loves working with me. We have another comic book we're going to be doing in 2024. It's already half drawn. It's half drawn. And he needs to draw the last 24 pages of this graphic novel. And it's called Transmission. It's part of the Earth Wars series. It is the first book of the Earth Wars series, where a team of special forces operators are sent to a Pacific island to find out what happened to a lab and the village and why they went silent. And when they get there, everybody is dead, mutilated, dead. And they're trying to figure out what happened. And in the process of it, they discover there's something in the water. And they follow the water up into a mountain. And when they get to the top of the mountain, they go into a battle with the craziest fucking thing I've ever written. Giant mandrill apes.
Dude, this sounds
They've been
fucking
mutated by something, and they're extremely violent and they're extremely big. And it's a combat scene between well-armed special forces soldiers and insane fucking mandrills with 10-inch fangs.
So
And there's some funny moments in it, but it's straight up science fiction, horror, action, military, which is what I like to write about.
So, okay. And what's up, Shaggy? Nice to see you in the chat. Oh, Kessler, you were saying? Go ahead. Take it away.
I was gonna say, if you scroll down just a smidge, that cover looks like a buddy of mine. I had to go, like, who was in the military himself, so I had to go, like, send him a bunch of info about the book.
Well, that's the one, by the way. Again, that's and that's cool, dude. Let him know about the book and say, "Hey, man, buy this."
I can probably drop a link to the stream right now.
Let's repost this link in the chat so people can look to backing Vindicated. Let's get a repost of that.
This is the artwork right here that's going to be turned into the maquette, the little statue. And one's going to be 1/6 scale, and then 1/12 scale.
Oh man, fucking
is the
very
statue
highly
PVC
detailed.
Or what's the material?
It's going to be printed in resin, which when the resin cures, it's as hard as PVC.
and will last longer.
Yes.
So it's a really good material.
Oh
And
shit!
it's my future son-in-law. Hey, it's Flip City. What's up, sweetheart?
What's up, Flip City
She's so
Magazine? We got you know what? That's an idea. All right, early next year.
Christy and I hung out for 3 hours last night talking.
Oh, dude. We had Flip City on a Comics Division's channel. I think it was on Yellow Parkers about a year ago. And that was still to this day one of the funniest shows we have done ever. And they are awesome people. And I'd love to hang out with them. It's way overdue. And I know if we got them on here, we could get more eyes on Flip City Magazine. So, yeah, I know.
What's funny about her is at the end, she was like, I blew her mind.
Yeah, did you?
She just had no idea about any of this shit about me.
No, dude, it's cool. That's fucking cool. I love it.
And I didn't even tell her the story about the kitten biting my dick.
TZ remembers. Yeah, seriously. That show we did, Flip City Magazine, was still to this day one of the best Comics Division streams ever. The laugh, I swear, I may have had 2 heart attacks and died and came back to life that night. So yeah, we're overdue. All right, give me a few weeks. We're gonna set up something for January, Flip City. I can't freaking wait. We're gonna get some eyes on your great magazine because I have a few issues and I gotta get some more. I love this magazine.
And I do plan on working with them, by the way, Nick, doing something with them. And because I love Flip City, and I would love to do something because I used to do political satire comics, for the newspapers. And that's another thing a lot of people don't know is I was an illustrator for a newspaper doing political cartoons, and I'm pretty funny, as you've gotten to know with our friendship.
But I love it.
And that's Richard Bonk, by the way, the guy in the white ball cap.
Yeah,
amazing artist. Go look him up sometime in some of his artwork. And you got to look it up as Richard Bonk comic artist because there's another Richard Bonk.
He's a really good artist.
He is. I consider him, and Graham Nolan will agree with me because I said I think he is as good as Graham Nolan with his inking.
And Graham Nolan will agree with you. Well, I think the jury's out then. Straight up, the jury's out. Okay, so in case there's someone who's interested in the chat, they want to back this, but maybe either the funds are tight for the minute, but this looks killer, but they want to do something now. There is a $10 contribution here for the digital copy of the book, which is perfect because let's just say maybe you want to send a photo to someone what this looks like. If you back it digital, you like it, you send them a photo of what the art looks like or what the story is like. And then later on in a few months, you can back the physical copy. Also, if you're someone who maybe you travel a lot, this is one of the few times that I respect digital because physical is always the way, full fucking stop.
Physical media is always the way.
Yeah, physical media is king, irrefutably, but there is some niceness to digital. It has its place in the world. And for those maybe who travel a lot or on the road a lot, maybe they have like a long car ride or train ride or bus ride, and they want to damage their copy, bring it everywhere they go, but they want to have it somewhere. Have it there digitally, $10. And remember, this is 150 plus pages of material, and it's $10 digital, dude. Refresh the can. Oh, you got another. Oh,
so there is one question I think that should be asked. Look at the campaign rewards. What's the difference between the $10 and the $15 pledges? Because they're both for a PDF.
I didn't write that one. Let me look at that.
For $10 Digital Mayhem, for your generous contribution, we'll get you a PDF copy of Vindicated Ink, and then at $15, you'll get a PDF copy of Vindicated Ink graphic novel. Oh, once the entire book is completed. Okay, so it is clarified.
No, it's still the same thing. So Digital Mayhem, thank you. You get a thank you, and you will get I need to clarify that. That's really weird. I do need to make them different. John wrote those. And so I need. That doesn't make sense.
Because that was I saw that was one comment that was left on it that had not, to my knowledge, been answered yet. And so I thought it was worth bringing up.
Yeah, it's nobody's done it, so I'm allowed to edit it. So I'm gonna go in and edit it. Nobody get that $15 because that's goofy. John made a mistake. It's okay, dude. These guys are helping me do this, and they're not getting paid for it. And then I talk shit to them.
Okay,
If you guys know, I talk shit to John all the time, but John is absolutely one of my best helpers. Him and Martine.
So shout out to TZ Burton. Thank you for backing Vindicated Inc. Between TZ, Pinochet's Helicopter Tours, Vulcan Lives, and someone else, we've gained you.
And the $25 one, Nick, is the one where that's the first tier where you get a physical copy.
Yes, that's a physical copy. I'm just trying to at least recommend an alternative for people as a holdover, whether they want to either have something for on the road or if they're just not in a position where they can get the physical copy. They want something to at least say, hey, I'm gonna at least get it some way until they can get a physical copy, because a digital copy does have a place. As someone who I've worked in employers where I've had 40-minute train rides, and you want to know what's awesome? I can pop open my phone, read a comic on the train ride. Obviously, and I make sure when I do this, I still own all my physical media, but it's nice to not bring those comics around. I can just read it off my phone, and also I get to zoom in on the art and the details, and believe me, I have fun doing that. But yeah, print media is the way, will still be the way, will always be the way. Fuck you, globalists.
Hell, I always carry a tablet with me for doing that same reason.
Yeah, there is a place for digital. Print
by the way, scroll down on that page if you get a chance to.
By the way,
to that newspaper article.
All right, let me.
It's the one that's got the headline of The Why right down below. That's my daughter, by the way, with me in that photo.
Oh, cool.
Giving me the side eye.
How many children do you have?
I have 3. All of them are artists. Wow. All of them are artists. All of them write. They're very good writers. There it is, the article. Can you zoom in on that a little bit?
Yes, I can and I will.
That is the article from 1989 from the local paper when a team of Army Rangers, they were getting messed with by a local major gang, a local, what do you call it, branch or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves. They were fucking with these Rangers, and the Rangers says, okay. They said, you want to fuck with us? Come on back. And they went over to their house, and they took them out. And nothing was ever done to these Rangers. Nothing. And when I read that, I'm like, I'm going to do something about this one day. And that's also one of the biggest inspirations for Vindicated is that incident in 1989. And if you've never seen it, go onto YouTube. There's a video by a combat medic that tells the whole story and all the sort of details and how all of a sudden, because people were killed, but they never found any bodies.
Wow.
And that means either the police cleaned it up or the gang stole the bodies and hid them. I don't know. Or the Rangers did something. But there were people killed in that battle.
Holy damn, dude.
And they were like, you don't fuck with us. Rangers said that. You don't fuck with us.
What's up, RSQ001 and Abagor? Abagor and RSQ001, welcome to the show. Was this the basis for the film Band of the Hand?
I don't think so, because I think Band of the Hand took place before. Yeah, that's 86. That took place 3.5 years before the incident. And you'll find this out. And by the way, Stephen Lang is in that movie. And I fucking love that dude. He's one of my favorite actors. You know him as the villain in the first Avatar movie.
Which I hated they made him the villain in that, but he's a great actor. And
my God. He's so good as a bad guy, though. He is so good.
He is, but he was brilliant as Stonewall Jackson in Gods and Generals.
Yes, he was. But go back to Tombstone. And see him in that. He stayed drunk. His eyes, look at his eyes. He stayed drunk for that role so he would look like an alkie.
It
Wow.
worked. It damn sure worked, man. I'll tell you
Yes,
that
it did.
much. It damn sure
he's-
worked.
That
So,
level of commitment that will take your liver.
His
wrong
commitment to
link.
acting.
Go sub to Mark Miller's channel anyway. But guys, go also back Vindicated Inc., which he's gained almost a handful of extra backers today. And
Well, we're almost
he's-
at 1,000 right now with you guys. If I would love to see it go over 1,000 while we're hanging out.
Ooh, man.
That would just be so huge because I could actually throw some money at Richard
put it this
and
way.
get him started.
I'll put it this way. Okay, I'll make a very rare compromise here because I'm not one to do this. And we have 32 in the chat here. Thank you for being here, by the way. I don't ever, and I mean the words ever, like Chris Jericho says, I don't ever do shots on stream. But if we could get Gerry to $1,000, I'll straight up do a shot for Gerry tonight on stream if we can hit 1K. Just saying. Just a little.
I'll suck my own dick.
Well, you heard the man.
I would do it for free, but no, I'm going to hold out and make it for $55.
So just watch. I may have said this, and I may have. I'm probably about to provoke somebody, but look, if we could get Gerry guys, he's $45 freaking dollars from 1,000, which should make him at 28 or 29 backers around there. That is double. For all of you who are back there, you've already done your part. But I'll do a shot right now. And if you don't believe me, I got my Jim Beam here.
Someone just said refresh.
Okay. Okay. Hold up.
Oh, that's why the cam is blurry.
$20 away.
All right. So I got my ball refreshed. I may put myself into a corner. All right, so we got 28 backers. $20, guys. We got 28. Okay, let's do this here. All right, so we got 28 backers here. We're $20 away. How did you know?
I wanted to share this while we're here because he's already gone. Common Nerd is gone, but he wanted to see my memes, and I forgot to share them earlier.
Vulcan's like,
This is one of my Air Force
culture level promises. Oh,
culture
dude.
level promises.
All right, now we're turning.
So this is me making fun of the Air Force.
It's not my fault.
You want to read that out loud?
You don't know how to do an 8-digit grid coordinate? It's not my fault. We're Air Force.
And it's true. Until 2009, 2010, 2009, U.S. Air Force weren't trained to do 8-digit grid coordinate. But they were so involved with the ground war that the U.S. Army began training them in how to do. You can't call in a fire mission unless you know how to do an 8 or 10-digit grid coordinate. And you know, it's a special skill. You know, you learn it in the Army. So that's one. This is another one I did. And this is a true story. I actually said this to my first sergeant.
Wait,
Oh, military break. It rolled right over there, sir. Huh? Made you look. Oh,
He turned.
shit.
He turned, and then suddenly he turned back to me, and he had a pissed off look. His eyes were huge, and I went, "I did not make you look."
And hey, shout out to the great 5 picoseconds. What's up, dude? I see you in the chat. How you doing, man? Thank you for dropping
Another original meme right here,
Sir.
Nick. For you. This one's for you. Read it out loud.
It says, I'll give you 10 reasons why I don't like your face. 1, you're ugly. 2, now multiply the first reason by 10. 5, let me fill you in.
I've actually said that to somebody.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Castle must have been the other backer. Uh-oh.
prepare that shot, man.
Oh, okay.
So close.
Oh, you guys are taunting me. 29 backers. Someone did the digital. Caster, was that you?
Yeah, baby.
All right.
Hey,
Look,
one naked Nick.
Look, we're right.
$10
Look, right now
close.
we're teasing them. We're just giving them
This is like
$10
the vindicated
away.
telethon.
$10
The vindicated
away from
telethon.
not only are we $10 away from 1,000, but we're $10 away from 30 backers. And holy shit! Oh, I may as well get my shot glass. Oh, hold on, I got it right here. Who am I talking? It's right over here.
There you go. When it clears 1,000, do it. But here you go. This one's another one I think you'll like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just read it.
When completed, Professor Nordstrom knew he would have the means to finally bring his wife to orgasm. Oh my god!
Cold
This
react.
is something I do for my own amusement. I write these little memes.
Okay.
So I wanted to share that with you guys. Also, I don't think I've shown you. This is my personal page.
All right, show off your personal page. Yeah, I gotta go get a anti-hangover pill while you're getting this set up here.
This is the movie poster I did for that Charles Bronzy guy movie, Escape from Death Block 13.
Just look.
And that's Boom Boom Washington from
Wow.
Welcome Back, Kotter.
Buck Cotter. No
And that's
shit.
Totoro. He's in the movie too.
Huh.
That was a cool poster. I was pretty proud of that. This is my G.I. Joe cover. I don't like the colors they did, so I just show the black and white artwork.
I was looking for that earlier. Couldn't find that one.
This is it's one of the alt covers for that issue. I can't remember which one it is. This is the Bruce Campbell Running Time movie
92?
Blu-ray that came out 2 years ago, I think. I think it was 2 years ago. And he wanted me to do a poster that reminded him of the classic Clint Eastwood, Jeff Bridges movie, something in Lightfoot. I forget the Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Was that it?
Yeah, which film?
Clint Eastwood and Jeff Bridges, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Something like that.
Thunderbird and Lightfoot. I know Jeff Bridges was in it. Was Eastwood in that?
Yeah, Eastwood's in it. He's the main guy, and he asked me to do the poster in the style of that movie poster. So I did. That's one of my commissions for good old Bill Shatner, the king.
Hey.
That's the cover transmission I was talking about, the sci-fi military book where they have to fight mutated mandrills. That's the back cover. This is a book cover I did for Dell Diamond's official artist, so I do all the book covers. This is another case where the movie poster is better than the movie. The movie's terrible. The movie's bad. This is the original 1997 black and white artwork I did for Running Time with Bruce Campbell when it was originally released. That's to Josh's other film, Warpath. That is artwork. It's fully painted. That's another movie poster I did for him. I did all of Josh Becker's movie posters, including that one. I didn't paint that one. That's
okay, I'm back. I got my anti-hangover pill, and
this is a crazy movie right here, Nick. This is this
snake.
woman you see here with the gun. He's got a snake dick.
What the fuck?
And this is my dick.
A snake under her skirt that is growing out of her vag. And
that sounds like
I have
an
to track this down.
And so I painted the poster for it, and it was fun. I did this movie too. This poster, Bunny Poo Salad, the movie. More Kecksburg.
Let's not go past the name of that one. Real quick.
Wait. I'm seeing something that I love.
Which one? This one?
No,
Bunny
Yes.
Poo Salad
There's no man.
is a British comedy movie. It's an anthology, a series of short stories, and one of them is the sci-fi story. And the guy here on the right, that's my buddy Duncan Skinner. Just a wonderful guy. In fact, when you're on this page, let's see, where's it at? When you scroll to this video, this is Duncan Skinner in our original interview. He's being very dramatic.
He's being very dramatic.
He's a good friend of mine. I love that guy so much.
Okay, can you go back to the Snowman poster for Doctor Who?
Yeah. I'll get
All
back
right,
over there.
guys.
This is
Oh,
one.
there.
Okay, this is one of the best Christmas episodes there is.
That was a good one, The Snowman.
Oh
I
shit!
love
We
it.
hit $1,000. We hit it.
Somebody's got a drink.
Oh,
Get naked.
Oh, TZ Bird $2 says drink. Oh, TZ. Oh,
Look at that. Thank you,
for
guys.
Can I say
$2
something about
super
sucking
Yes,
chat.
dick?
indeed. Well done, buddy.
Oh,
Excellent.
why-
Good
Cheers, brothers.
Why is
Thank
it
you,
not, why
Clobbery.
is it updated to not 30? Why does it not say 30?
Hmm?
That's a good
Why does
question.
it not say 30? It should say 30. Let's refresh that shit. We want to have our OCD kick in.
Don't
Okay, it's
worry,
not
we will-
working. What's going
Either
on?
way, all right. Oh well.
We
All
will
right, we got a
celebrate at
direct
69.
donation to acknowledge and a shot to acknowledge. All right, so this is this cool glass from Alcatraz. Literally, my girlfriend got this for me from Alcatraz. Yeah, literally from Alcatraz. She went to San Francisco a few months ago, and she, you know, went to Alcatraz, and then TZ bought 2 books. TZ,
That's smart. One to read, one to keep.
crazy man. That's why I was 29 backers, and then TZ with a direct donation. Yes, I'm teasing you all now since you did this to me. I got teased. TZ with a direct donation says, since we're in a supporting mood tonight, a little tip to our host. We also need to give Flip City some love too. I
Absolutely.
strongly agree with that. If someone could post the link for Flip City and Caster, someone just post in the chat so people know about Flip City Magazine, that'd be great. TZ, thank you for the super chat and for the direct dono. But guys, holy shit.
Again.
Let's hope you can avoid a hangover. I just took my anti-hangover pill right now. And then P.O.Shay's helicopter tours for $2 says, Nick, did she pop 2 smoke grenades like Nick Cage? Yeah. Well, what can I say? Sometimes I do get hangovers, so oh well. I need to not be hungover. I'm a dad too, you know. Thank you, Pinochet, by the way, for the $2. Appreciate that. Yes. Whew. I can feel that shit. Oh well. I like being hydrated. If that makes you pussy, that means I get to play the long game. So I get to be up all night doing this. So good. So, anyways, let's look at this one last time. Since our boy TZ backed this twice, so either he's gonna have a collectible or he's gonna give that away. I don't know which one he'll do, but he's gonna do a thing. Dude, congratulations. Seriously, Gary, $1,015 strong and over a handful of purchases tonight. How do you feel, man? You hit $1,000 tonight on Friday night.
I feel like we're moving forward, and that's why, you know, I normally just sit in my room, draw, and I don't go on other people's shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I've made the decision that, you know, even before I started doing this, I need to start stretching out and hanging out with you guys on your shows. Mm-hmm. And now I'm really happy I made that decision.
Dude, I'm so glad you joined us to hang out, just promote your comic book. It genuinely looks fucking awesome. Like, if I didn't know you, like, dude, this looks damn good. I need
to come back before we end the campaign.
Oh, you will. You'll come
more.
back. You'll come back. You'll come back. We'll bring you on again.
We'll have another vindicated. What do they call it? The telethon.
If there's like whether it's the 8,000 or the 9,000 or 10,000, I'll do a shot again. And it'll be great. So just for you, Gary, just for you. So you get exclusive shots from Nick Weiser for Gary's success. So shout out.
By the way, I said it again this week a couple times when somebody brought up Godzilla or Shin Godzilla. I said all Shin Godzilla was a glimpse into Nick Weiser's puberty. But he just started going, "What the fuck?"
All right, one last time in the chat before we transition out of topics, guys. This is not Flipsy Maisie. Vindicated Inc. from Gerry Kissel of the Pop Culture Minefield. He has over $1,000 set of 30 purchases on his comic here. That's going to be well over 100 pages long. Please go back it at this link right here. Gary, do you have any final words before you transition?
Well, I realized what was missing on the $15 one, and I fixed it. If you scroll down to it,
Okay, let me do a refresh just to make sure in case it didn't
that
update.
$15 is the first tier where you get mentioned and a thank you in the back of the book. And the back of the book page is called The Back Door. That was not my idea. That was somebody else's, and I went, "Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that idea." The Back Door page.
You get to witness the transition, 5 Pico. It's a live transitioning. But yes, $15, and you get to be on the backdoor thank you page. That's a freaking honor.
That's brilliant. That's everyone's going to be in the back door.
Oh, Gary, I'm so glad you came out. This has been fucking awesome to do this. So, guys, go back, Vindicated Inc. Gary, I can't wait to get you on for a follow-up. Any final words before we transition out of topics?
At some point, this will become a storefront. It'll continue going.
Ooh.
And I will be adding into the storefront the ability to buy the maquettes by themselves.
All right. Any final words for your newfound backers?
Thank you so much. It is so bloody wonderful of you to have done this. And I hope that you keep pushing Nick to get naked, because we all want it. And you know we do.
Oh, you really do not. Oh, too funny. Well, thank you, sir.
But thank you, guys.
Oh, dude, yeah, we got to have a follow up on this. This has been fucking awesome. We got another direct donation, and it's Vulcan Lives for a $10 direct donation. Says Gary has so many cool stories. Please have him back. I think you just saw it here. He must have been, as Gary said, we got to do a follow up, and I automatically agreed. He probably was sending this as he heard those words. So it's already inevitable, my friend. Vulcan, it's like Thanos. Gary is inevitable. All right? I can't wait.
Yeah, in fact, the next time I'm on, if we hit a certain level during the show with the back, I will tell the kitten bit my dick story.
What?
And it's fucked up, and it's funny shit.
What?
100% true. I don't embellish. My boss used to like it. If I was drunk, I would tell the story, and I did it at a Christmas party with a bunch of Baptists at the next table, and I kept using the word cock. It was so fucking funny.
All right, so we're gonna transition out to the next thing here. Caster.
Yes, sir.
You read this, right?
Yes.
Transformers number 3 from Daniel
he's just
Warren
doing his own?
Johnson. It came out this week, and I feel like this was a good mix of issues 1 and 2 in the sense that number 1 was it went straight to the nitty gritty, and then issue 2 was making you invested in the characters, and issue 3 happened to do both. And I felt the impact of the emotions and the action that much more because of how much 1 and 2 benefit issue 3. I had fun. Also, Optimus Prime taking off his own damn arm and bitch smacking the bad guy with his own arm that he took off him. I laughed so hard. Like, that is so ridiculously amazing. I love it. I loved this issue. Oh, Vulcan Liz read it too. It was fucking rad. Oh, dude, right? Yeah, it was. I had a blast with Transformers number 3. So go ahead, Casper. Take it away. You're the Transformers guy. I
right.
know my place.
So, of course, issue 3 is leading up after the first 2. Surprise, surprise. But the thing I do appreciate in this is getting to see them taking some a lesser character like Cliff Jumper to be sort of your prominent Autobot for the story, outside of Optimus, like you said, ripping off his own damn arm to beat someone to beat a Decepticon down. It's some really impressive point of perception art, I think. Let me pull up a couple of pieces here just to pull up. I don't want to go showing the entire thing off or anything, but I figured a couple of examples here would be something good to kind of bring in for reference.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is, like, for the majority of this issue, it is just battle, war, which in a way feels like it's a pretty good book to kind of talk about, with considering we were covering Vindicator already.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to know a damn thing about who any of these little side characters are to know that, like, they don't stand a chance against a Cybertronian, or against Skywarp here, or even Cliff Jumper, but they're still gonna try. It's like when you watch the military fighting Godzilla.
Mm-hmm. You know it's not gonna end well.
No.
Why are you even trying? Why are you even trying, bro? Straight up. No. I had a lot of fun with this issue, and the fact that it was able to capture the action of issue 1 and then the emotion and the exposition of issue 2, and then kind of make a meat sandwich out of the 2 with issue 3. I'm thinking, man, whoever has to follow up DWJ once this story arc finishes, he really hit the ground running and is setting them up for, okay, hey, follow this story. I had seriously, like, seeing the action here, was having a blast with the action. I was just like, dude, this is awesome. This is what it should be about. Oh, hold up. Clawby, no, you don't get to sneak out. Clawby, you know better here. You're not getting this.
No problem, bro.
We plug your channel and we we let you have your final say, sir. Hey, Clawby, thanks for hanging out, man. I can't wait to talk Christmas comics with you next week.
Right,
I can't wait to get our Booster Gold show set up. Well, let's get that set up immediately after our. Let's put a date down after our Christmas comic show.
We'll do it in January or something.
Let's
right,
shoot for January. Have a great night, guys. Go sub to Clobbering Times. Gerry, go ahead.
Clobby, can I say something, buddy?
No.
Oh, fuck you.
You were under orders. You were under orders.
I'm joining you Monday night. Monday night, right? I'm joining you.
I'll have to check my schedule. I don't know if I can see if I can fit you in. I mean, guys.
Yeah, you motherfucker. You invited me on Monday.
Oh, what? That was you? Oh, I thought it was totally different, Gerry.
God, you're such a cocksucker sometimes, man. I swear to God.
I can't wait to see you there, buddy. I'll send you the info and the link and all that good stuff. It'll be 9 Central. I guess you're Central as well, aren't you? So
yeah, because I got to do Don Ecker's show, and I'll be getting out there right at 9:00, and then I'll jump over with you.
When you can make it, man, bro. I'll just send you the link well in advance. So
well, just so you know, it's not like I have to leave and change buildings. I just click. I just click from one into the other one.
I understand the concept. We're the same age. We're both a couple of boomers, so we understand
boomers.
That. Yes.
All right, buddy. I'll see you Monday.
All right, bro. Congrats, man, on everything going on with the book.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
all
Nick.
Right. Clawby, have a great night, sir. Thank you, guys. Go sub to Clobbering Times. We will plug his channel in the chat.
Saturday Night Star Trek tomorrow. That's all.
Yeah, go check out Saturday Night Trek. And for the record, yes, Clawby and I will be doing a one-on-one, mano-a-mano January show where we talk Booster Gold for an entire damn show. So
we might, or we might not.
We're gonna come.
Right.
We're gonna come. Oh, right, Eric K. Thank you.
Hey, buddy. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, buddy. Congrats, Gerry. I'll see you Excuse me. I'll see you Monday night, buddy. All right, my buddies. Pablo.
Sounds groovy, man.
Iron. Everybody in the chat. You all have a great one. Take care, Nicholas. See you soon.
Good night, Clawby.
Have a good one, buddies.
Good night.
All right. No, Eric, it's okay, man. Thank you for doing it. I didn't even know you were here, but I guess that means you've been lurking. Thank you. But Casser, when I saw this, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Octopus, not only did Optimus Prime rip off his own arm, but then he started beating his opponent with his ripped off arm. I was like, this is the wildest shit ever. And I am all about it. Absolutely, full stop, all about it. This is what fun comics are about. The fact that they went there and did it.
Well, if it's following the plot of the previous two issues, they are on the brink. They need that energy and they need a way to stop the Decepticons. So if Optimus goes wild, I can absolutely understand it, man. Especially watching Starscream just popping people like they are nothing, picking them from the ground and just
beating him with his own ripped off arm. When I saw this, I was like, I really just saw this son of a bitch rip off his own arm and beat him with his ripped off arm. Like, when you hear that, there's a whole like the theory of like what sounds good on paper versus what's actually happening. Sometimes they don't line up. This not only lines up, I'd say when you hear about it, you're like, that sounds crazy. And then you see it actually happen, it's even better and crazier simultaneously.
Have you seen that episode of Futurama where Fry fights Dr. Soyber? In an arena? Yeah. Basically, that's exactly what he does. Dr. Soyber cuts his arm, and Fry takes the arm and starts slapping Soyber with the arm. Yeah.
So, Caster, what is it like for you being, obviously you're the Transformers fan, and now you're coming with a guy, a writer / penciler who really loves to optimize on action, and you're really getting it with this book. What's that like for you?
Well, the thing I find it really interesting is kind of coming into it because he's got this very energetic style to him, like he to where he's capturing just the motion of the frame to frame. Like it's so distorted, everything's so twisted and almost Looney Tune in a way. Like, just to show this one again, like it looks absurd, but when you kind of taking the whole book in, it absolutely works. You're like, yeah, I want to see Optimus like rip off Skywarp's arm and then beat him with that next. Like, I want to see where they go more with this, but I want to see what else they might do different, because it's basically a whole new take on a lot of these elements. And like I mentioned earlier, with them bringing up Cliffjumper as this little mini bot for someone for the humans to sort of bond with like on their level, this is an opportunity to take one of these lesser characters and give them a chance to be the more prominent point of view character in the eyes of a fan base, because otherwise it would normally be Bumblebee as the most prominent little bot, and now it's a chance to bring in someone else.
Having a robot on that place instead of something like with Wiki on the movies actually makes more sense, because having a human being the point of view is, let's be honest, is really lame. That's one of the things that I hated about the movies. It's like always following a person, and I want to see robots, man.
Dude, when I had to like imagine what comics would be like with Transformers and think, okay, this should be absolutely like, yeah, I should be saying, okay, Nick, what music do you want to listen to, Nick? Do you want to put on some music when you're listening to to some, some Transformers to read. Oh, okay. You want to listen to music? Okay, well, you need to like be able to like say, okay, you got to have your balls to the wall when you're listening to Transformers. And then I read this comic, and that's theory and reality in lockstep with each other. And now I'm in this point now where not only am I interested in the characters, like I'm a believer now. I'm a straight up believer. Oh, Eric, I did not know you knew Accept. Okay, when we hang, I'm gonna come down to Vegas sometime in the future, and when I do, we're gonna get drunk. We're gonna eat delicious food. We'll put on Accept. We'll doing it, and we'll look badass doing it as well. So, dude, but seriously though, I'm going into issue 4. I'm really happy. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to check out Duke. I can't wait to check out Cobra Commander. I feel like if it wasn't for the Energon universe that Robert Kirkman has going between that, also his Void Rivals book, it's almost like he's lucky that he has all this going, because if it wasn't for a certain Mr. Mark Miller leaving Image, this is what's gonna kind of like keep everything a little balanced. The Energon universe along with the Spawn universe is gonna keep things balanced, because Miller's gonna hurt leaving Image, but this is gonna help things stay afloat, having G.I. Joe and Transformers. It's gonna help. It's gonna help a lot.
So I figured, since we brought up, Cobra Commander, why don't we briefly show off those covers, because that was the other little bit of news that came out this week.
What timing? Into 5 years, does it feel weird? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Well, ooh.
Of course, this is the one we've already seen, but come on, that's the main. This
cover.
This is gonna be a strong cover.
Yeah. Oh no, I dig that cover. Really simple cover. It's like, okay, there's some mystery to this character type of thing. Okay, I'm with it.
This is the Andre Milani cover and Annalisa Leone.
Okay. I remember I really like the David Aja covered. Yeah, right there, David Aja. That was a cool cover. Obviously, I remember he had some cool stuff that he's done before. You could tell he really likes like the Chris Samney style, aka dirtier Darwin Cook. I like to say rough edge Darwin Cook.
It's also reminiscent of Mike Mignola, dude.
Yes, that too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike Mignola. Yeah. Oh God, Gerry. Now that you said that, I can't unsee it. Yeah. So yeah, clearly David Aja really likes Mike Mignola too as well. So yeah, no, I'm
but there's some Jack Kirby there. Look at the shading on the pipe there to the right.
Yeah.
As well as the power display. Those are all Jack Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, this is the B cover, so this one should be pretty prominent enough that it should be ezy to get for anyone who is interested.
Stephen M. Callow, remember, Nick, he was once a man.
I was once a man.
What happened? I was making a joke about 2023, but I don't think we want to get canceled that way. But do you want to hear something really funny, guys?
Yeah.
The Marvels is already leaked the 1080p version on the internet. Nobody's downloading it. It's for torrent. The seeders are almost non-existent. Mind you, this is the 3rd week of the movie, or 4th week of the movie. The movie normally comes out on Disney Plus after 45 to 60 days. It's already out on the wild, on the internet. Nobody cares. For free, nobody cares.
Yeah, I love it. See, the world is slightly starting to balance out. Mark Miller is taking heavy initiative. The Marvels is bombing. We got good comics coming from G.I. Joe and Transformers. Pizza still tastes amazing. Maybe guys, there is a slow but moving shift towards greatness. It's slow. I will not refute that one bit, but it's moving. and we're getting there.
So
who did this cover? I didn't know who did this one.
So this is the Chris Burnham cover. This is the like 1 in 10.
He did TMNT, some of the early IDW issues, I think. I could be wrong, but I think he did.
This, I'd say this one right now is probably my favorite of the lot, but
it's a good cover.
David Aja is starting to win me over a bit more.
Dude, that David Aja cover is really killer. It's seriously really killer. I was a big fan of it. And yeah, I know David Mack had a cover. Obviously, David Mack had a pretty good cover. It reminded me of when I was reading Daredevil during the Bendis days when Bendis actually had, something going for him. Because once upon a time he actually did. And I don't know if that was him or if it was corporate's big, hey, you need to write Daredevil as Daredevil. I don't know, but regardless, credit where it's due. It was a great run, and it brought me back to the David Mack days. So yeah, once upon a time. Yeah, oh dude, it almost feels like I remember when I was reading Daredevil Bendis and thinking to myself, wow, this guy's got such a great future. Look at this guy coming up, and he's writing this killer Daredevil comic. I love that. Alias, aka Jessica Jones. Thinking this guy's gonna be the future of comics. Well, I was right about one thing and wrong about one thing. I was right; he was a future, but I was wrong with the quality. Not only did he become the future, but he became the future in the worst way. Every character became the same character, and everyone needed to reveal their secret identity. I hate saying that because I really do still to this day, I really respect those Daredevil and Alias runs. I even liked a Secret Invasion he did with Linnell Yu, which was an actual Secret Invasion story. Yeah, dude, great issue. Yeah, he had some really great moments early on, and some of his indie stuff wasn't bad too. Powers was really cool. I think that's where his book where he could do the Bendis speak style and actually work. But then also he started writing the Avengers, Superman, Justice League, and it was all bad. I don't want to go into it, but let's talk cool Cobra Commander covers. Carry on, Cass. I'm sorry, I was about to get on a tangent.
So this is the Steve Epting cover, and this feels like this is the toy throwback. This is one I think I gotta get if I can find it.
Check the DMs. I mean, private message.
I wanted to tell you guys one of the rules I ran into doing G.I. Joe. This is from Hasbro, not IDW. We aren't allowed to do the cloth mask. You can only do the other masks because they are concerned of the fact that it would look like the KKK.
I mean, to be fair, I always preferred the metal hood here more anyway. But
I did too. But I thought that was funny that you can't do that mask.
Dude, that kind of people will have a freak out on my country because we have a celebration each year where people wear attires kind of like the KKK but purple in a religious ceremony that is called the Cucuruchos. So, and that has been going for 300 years. So, is a completely different monster. Is people carrying the cross like Jesus, people actually walking barefoot, carrying a real ass cross made out of wood that weighs a ton in the streets, and they go kilometers with that while other people is in that attire just chanting, and well, some are with whips whipping the guy that is carrying the cross. If you see that celebration without the context that is a representation of a religious theme here in the region, a lot of American at least will completely think that my country is into some crazy shit that we are crazy, but not in that kind of sense. That sensibility for that particular shape of attire is something that the rest of the world will don't understand. To be honest, you need to be American to have that in mind. Yeah. So in Ecuador, for Putin's cat is the cucuruchos, and it's just a celebration that we have every year of people actually trying to have the same hardships as Christ when he was going to be crucified for the sake of reliving that moment of somebody carrying the weight of the world in his shoulders and giving his life for our sins. So yeah, is really interesting, at least for me, that in the US you cannot use that kind of attire, that shape of attire for anything because it has been taken for that context, while
Mhm.
other countries we actually use it all the time.
So last but certainly not least is
Yeah.
the cover H, which is supposed to be part of a I think it's supposed to be a connecting series, but this one will be David Mack.
Yes, this is the David Mack cover. As I recognize that style very well, and now I'm a very GI Joe normie, much like Transformers, Mars Monkeys. I never read the Cobra Commander comics. This piqued my interest. The drawing is amazing. Yeah, what we've seen, it does look great. I don't know if he's ever had a spin-off series. If there's one in chat who knows if this character has had his own series before, let me know. I don't personally know. I'm honestly jumping in this because this is a chance for guys like me to jump on because of my lack of knowledge per se. Holy crud. Who did this one?
This is supposed to be one of the retailer exclusives for Bird City Comics.
Okay.
And this was done by John Young. That's the name.
That's it. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were like having trouble trying to get a pronunciation down or thing. Okay. Killer dude.
And I like it, but I think I the other ones I kind of lean more towards. I kind of like that classic plastic, the classic kind of toy packaging design.
Oh, I can't say I blame you, Caster. I mean,
Hey, Ironcaster?
Yes, sir.
I just sent a private message with a link because somebody said they couldn't find my G.I. Joe variant cover. That's the link to one of them over on Gmart Comics.
Oh, let me pull this up.
It's $10 over at Gmart.
All right, and while that's going on, Eric K for $2. What's up, Eric? Says Abigor singing Bop to himself right now. Abigor singing Hanson is the funniest freaking shite. I can imagine. I can't imagine, but it's just the thought of it is absolutely batshit hilarious. Shout out to Abigor and Eric. Eric, thanks for the $2, dude. Appreciate that. Oh man. Ooh, is this Gerry's? What's this, Gerry?
That's my cover.
That's your cover.
I see what you meant by the coloring. Yeah,
how
I prefer the
timely.
black and white.
How timely.
Yeah, I hated the colorist.
I can tell why.
And there was no time for me to fix it, and it pissed me off.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gerry.
It's too flat. If you added a lot of shadows and mixed the colors better, you will have something. But like this is too flat. It's just too flat.
Yep. And I was so unhappy with it that when they didn't send me a copy, I didn't care.
Damn, dude. Hot damn.
And then just to let you know, add insult to injury. 2 issues later, they copied what I did of him punching. It's a classic Captain America punching.
Oh yeah.
Adolf. And they did it again in the final episode, and I'm in the final issue, and I'm like, you motherfuckers, you stole from me from what I did. That was my own original, and you fucking do that again. Oh, fuck you and Larry Hama.
Now Larry Hama's doing the core. Well, he's doing the G.I. Joe book, but his continuity is still from the Marvel continuity per se, not the one that Kirkman is doing. It just happens to be releasing through them. You know, when I look at this cover, it reminds me that you can have a good digital penciler as long as the colorist really uplifts their artwork. Because I remember I used to think, oh, Pepe Larraz, he's fine. But then I saw him with a different colorist when it came to Big Game. And I'm like, holy crap, Giovanna Nero's colors really bring out an extra spark in Pepe Larraz's pencils. And it's amazing how that one little thing does wonders to someone's pencils. Not to get all dick jokes, but I'm genuinely speaking in serious.
Get all dick
It
jokes.
it really does make a difference when you have a colorist who really elevates the penciler. It really is. It blows my damn mind because remember I used to think Pepe Larraz is fine, but then when I saw him with the different colors, I was just like, "Holy crap! This is freaking awesome!"
That's why you have a lot of professional colorists. If you don't know, there's a lot of artists that are really good in drawing, but they suck at coloring. So there are some comic artists that actually just have a colorist on hand all the
Well,
time.
I remember when Pepe was doing some. I think he was doing some X-Men stuff under the Hickman run. I didn't read it, but I saw some covers. And I remember thinking, okay, it looks like just like a regular, I guess you could say, digital coloring copy. But then I'll see him with Giovanna Nero for Big Game. And I'm just like, holy macaroni. Give me that gluten. And, well, I consume that gluten.
Give me that gluten.
Yeah, give me that gluten. That is the comic. So that's what happened. I do like this cover here, too. This cover.
Is that your new catchphrase, Nick?
I should
Give me that
roll with
gluten.
that. I like that.
Give me that gluten.
I should roll with that. That's got a good ring to that. Give me that gluten. I like that. We should roll with that. I think that's
Glutenize me, Captain.
Oh, glutenizing.
I've got a new one too. Are you ready? Here's my new catchphrase. I want that in my butt.
Oh my god.
You wondered what it would be like being friends with me, Nick. Now you know.
Oh, I love it. I would take back one single sliding handy of it back.
Sandy
All
Handy.
right. Cassie, you got anything else to add to this Cobra Commander?
Yeah, just I managed to find some the previews for the Cobra Commander book.
Okay.
If you want to take a quick look at the couple page preview,
we'll do that.
That's
we'll
being
transition one more time.
This is being set up as supposed to be something of a horror comic because Cobra Commander can go where the cartoon couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
See, G.I. Joe's returning to comics, part of the Energon universe, shared continuity, and now fans have their first look at the new Cobra Commander, set to make his debut in his own self-titled miniseries in January. The future leader of Cobra is on the hunt for Energon, the valuable resource that gives the Transformers life. Released to Skybound's official website, the preview offers fans a look at what Cobra Commander's creative team of Joshua Williamson, Andrea Milana, and Annalisa Leone have in store for the new series.
Mm-hmm.
So let me actually pull up some of the art.
Do it. Pull out. I mean, pull up. Yeah.
It's pulling time. We are going full DSP right now.
Oh, it's been on the whole time. I have need of a vehicle. Speak now if you can be of assistance.
Wow.
I remember the old school voice for Cobra Commander that was just this guy
Starscream?
almost. Yeah. It was hilarious.
I love it. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
So
I want that in my butt.
Whoa!
I
what?
want that in my butt.
Oh,
I know what we'll do. We'll give you the. You need a good code name. How about Trouser Snake?
holy fuck.
What?
Too good. No. Ah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Cass. I can think you want to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna bring up that like we got guys beating on Cobra Commander here as part of this preview, and he just walks off silently. Your vehicle will do nicely.
Is that what his voice is supposed to be like a groggy type of thing? Is that the Cobra Commander voice?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, just so I know. Like I said, G.I. Joe Normie completely.
I've been getting more familiar with it. I've been kind of reading through some comics. I've been ingesting a lot, like the G.I. Joe role playing game. I am putting it in all my holes right now.
Sounds like Cobra Commander. Is that? No, this is in January. I think mid-January it hits.
I think it might be the end of
Okay.
January.
Because I know Duke is the end of the month. So, and I know that's a mini series, Duke. Looking forward to Duke. So, okay. And Joshua Williamson gets 2 cracks at G.I. Joe. Okay. Well, hot
Two
dog.
cracks.
Yeah. All
Hey
right.
Jimmy, you forgot to pay, damn it.
Any final thoughts from any panelists on Cobra Commander before we wrap it up and do our one last topic for the evening? Oh, that's nice. See the symbol.
I gotta see where this goes.
That's good timing. That was really good timing. See that's how you tease. That is how you show a little, and then all of a sudden back. Yep, that's good. That's good.
I'm buying it. I'd
All
buy
right.
that for $1.
All right, guys. We have one last topic. Guys, yeah, it's par for the course here, especially on Toxic Tuesday. So we'll do our last thing for tonight, and then we will wrap it up and call it a night. Okay. The fact that we've had this many people stick around and for 2 hours and 47 minutes is absolutely nuts. But I thank you guys. And for those who came in later for a little bit, I thank you as well. So yes, big news happened earlier this week. Mark Miller has signed with Dark Horse Comics. He's bringing his entire Miller World collection to Dark Horse. And Dark Horse Comics, I'm sure some of you know this in the chat, is very notable for having library giant book editions of their stories that tend to sell very well. And Mark plans on translating his format to that. So if you were a big fan of like Wanted or Jupiter's Legacy, Kick-Ass, even Big Game, Nemesis Reloaded, whatever, he's going to do big book volumes of this. Remember when I had that giant Adam Warlock edition? Now imagine that, but with stories of Miller World. He wants to get really mightily huge for this. And it's great. And you know what? I'm going to read this article. I'm going to slide right in it, and we're going to go for it. Mark Miller, the legendary comic book creator behind such acclaimed series as Wanted, The Magic Order, Jupiter's Legacy, Kick-Ass, Super Crooks, and Kingsman: The Secret Service, has officially joined forces with Dark Horse Comics. Forge Entertainment can exclusively reveal. Under this deal, the company takes over from Image Comics as the brand new publishing home of Miller's creator-owned titles. All of them are housed under the Miller World banner, whose film and television rights were scooped up by Netflix in August 2017 for an estimated $30 to $50 million. And then Mark says, and I'm not going to try to sound British, because if I do, I'm going to butcher that shit. So use your imagination. But Mark says, can I just say that I've been a Dark Horse fan since the beginning? And this has been a decades-long love affair finally consummated. Miller said in a statement Tuesday. I've loved what Mike and the team have been doing for years, and so many of my friends are over there having a great time. I really just wanted to join the party and not only haul my massive shelf-growing library with me, but also commit to several years of really exciting stuff in the wake of our big game crossover event. And then Richardson, looks like he's the head honcho of Dark Horse, says, I've admired Mark's works for years, and I'm very excited to bring his middle world of stories to Dark Horse. Mark's world building and character creation has put him at the forefront of the comics industry, and we couldn't be happier about welcoming him and his team to Dark Horse. As a big fan, I'm looking forward to seeing what surprises he has in store for us. And he already said, starting in, he said in March, he's going to announce his lineup for 2024. And he's going to have 5 books out next year. 5 books. This is the first book. And I know there's a few of you in the chat who've read Big Game. When you look at this cover, you know, okay, this is going to be a must. Nemesis Rogues Gallery. This is going to be not only the first comic book following Big Game, it's also technically a follow-up to Nemesis Reloaded. And he had Steve McNiven on for book 1, Jorge Jimenez for book 2. Now for book 3 is Valerio Giordano, assuming that's how his last name's pronounced, for book 3. And all I could say is, after how Big Game ended, I'm excited and terrified of what's to come from this comic book. And I don't say terrified lightly. That's probably a word I probably use to describe how I feel about something in the single digits. This book does something. So keep your eyes and ears for when this is out. So this is probably going to be the first book that hits. Anyways, admiring all that art and all, we'll continue reading this last bit. The collaboration, as I just mentioned, includes 5 new titles, all of which are slated to be doled out throughout 2024. While further details won't emerge until the spring, aka March, we do know that one of the series will continue the blood-soaked saga of Miller and McNiven's felonious ultra-violent riff on the Batman archetype, aka Nemesis. And then Miller says, beyond this, I'm working hard on the 2025 launches right now. Dude, he's working on his 2025 books right now. Yeah, it's a haunting cover. It's a haunting cover.
You know, up on his Twitter, he's got there's an animated version of it.
Oh, does he? Oh God.
The first thing that I thought about seeing that cover is actually Hush.
I could see that. Dude, Pablo, read Nemesis and then read Nemesis Reloaded. And believe me when I say you're about to read a story this is because Mark has a few different, he has super wholesome and he has super epic a la Star Wars with stuff like Empress. And then he has stuff that's on super, super edgy, like Wanted and Nemesis. This is definitely under the super edgelord category.
Dude, I have been reading Big Game and damn.
You said you're a really big gay man? Is what you just said?
Yes, completely, man. Oh, sorry, I will get canceled again.
I'll put that up my butt. My new catchphrase. I like it. You guys like it?
I love it. I love it.
I'll put that in my butt.
Yes. So, anyways, yeah, I love seeing the interactive cover. Yeah, it's a very haunting cover. And after the way Big Game ended, not only is it an appropriate follow-up to the way Big Game ends, but also it's an appropriate title to the way his story arc ends in Big Game. So I can't wait. All right, let's finish this bit. And it says here, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Mark says, beyond this, just so as we mentioned, the 2025 launches. Says, 4 completely new series you're going to love. So not only does he have Nemesis as a follow-up, but he's got 4 new series to launch, and this dude's been at it for over 2 decades, and he's still coming up with ideas. Dude, I want to know what he's drinking. He needs to fess up, because whatever he's drinking, he is flourishing with ideas. And let's finish this. This feels like a partnership made in heaven already, And now that the strike's over and the pandemic is in the rearview mirror, we can start to roll out all the associated shows and movies at Netflix too. I'm
Oh,
buzzing,
no, please,
but
no,
this just
please.
might be the booze. That's how you close on a statement, but it just might be the booze.
Let me tell you this. There's a couple of things that have come from Netflix that I have really enjoyed
Oh,
through
yeah.
the years. But still, every single time I hear something that I like is going to Netflix, I just get the sensation of it's going to be fucked up.
Yeah.
Somehow Netflix has completely won that rant
Oh, yeah.
of they are the ones that fucked up things that I love. In Disney, well, they own the shit, so it's almost inevitable for them to fuck it. But Netflix, goddamn, they have been screening so many things. Even after One Piece, they did the Scott Pilgrim. Scott dies in the first episode in his own series. So they basically did the same that they did in He-Man with Scott. Things that I have enjoyed, really, really enjoyed, are the ones that basically is Netflix or Hollywood in general going against themselves. For example, BoJack Horseman. If you watch that series, it's basically Hollywood insulting themselves and showcasing everything that is fucked up on them. And then Netflix is like, we are going to do an alternate animation, and they come with Tuca and whatever, and was a lot of shit, and they fucked up BoJack Horseman for no reason. So even their own things, they like to.
No, and for
How did they fuck up BoJack Horseman?
They had another series that is supposed to be on the same universe as BoJack Horseman, that is Tuca and something that is absolute garbage. They go fully against.
It was woke and shit.
Yeah, it's the wokest shit that you can ever imagine. So,
well, if you are looking for something good to watch that is worth your time, go check out the new series of Frasier.
I heard that it's good.
The same actor?
I started watching it.
I've never.
I had to stop it and go call my dad because it got me right in the feels.
Are they using the same actors, or is?
Oh yeah, no. Kelsey Grammer's back,
and
they're sort of dealing with like the ramification, the after effects of like the dad has passed on. And so here's Frasier back and moving back to Boston to reconnect with his son.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard that it's good. I've never seen Frasier before, but that's good. I know a lot of people like Kelsey Grammer.
Oh my God, you got to watch Frasier, dude. That shit's funny.
Maybe.
By the way, Christian Delorme is messaging me right now. I think he's drunk messaging me.
Oh yeah,
I love him so much, man. I do. I love him.
Christian is great. What do you say?
He throws a lot of stripper money at me.
Oh, I'm sure he does. He's
such a sweetheart of a guy. Because look, I'm going to tell you something. This year, I went 6 months without a paycheck.
Oh,
because of the writer's strike. Because almost everything I do is either involved directly with the film industry or is a byproduct of the film industry.
Shit.
And I went 6 months without a paycheck, and he was one person that commissioned me to do stuff. And now he's like telling me he doesn't want me to finish the artwork. He just wants to have helped me. And I'm like, Dick, I want to do the artwork for you. And he's like, fuck you, you're not doing it. And I'm going to throw more money at you. I swear to God, I love Chris. He's such a sweetheart of a guy.
He's a very fun guy too.
He's very fun. I've talked to him on the phone.
Don't let him say you can't finish your
I'm going to do the artwork no matter what he says. So it's like he can take it or not take it. Oh my! I got to tell him good night. He's going to bed now. He's drunk.
Good night, Christian. If you're out there listening, good night. Thanks for hanging out.
I love
Thanks
him
for
so much.
supporting Gerry as well. All right, I'm gonna finish this paragraph here. We'll put our final thoughts, and then we're gonna call it a night because we still have a crowd in here. Holy shit!
How many we got in
able,
here?
33 people in here still.
Wow.
The fact that they've held on is
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
For 3 damn hours. So readers will be able to whet their appetites for the fresh releases with reprints and or oversized Dark Horse library editions of The Magic Order, Nemesis Reloaded, Nightclub, Wanted, Big Game, and The Ambassadors. And that's what's coming out in 2024. And I know there's some series that people want to get that have been a little bit harder to find, whether it's Superior or the first Nemesis. I'm hoping for the years beyond he does reprints of those as well, because I know some people are trying to get those in editions, especially if it's like a giant like library book edition. Dude, so the Ambassadors, for context, the Ambassadors was a series where every issue had a different artist. And issue 1 had Travis Charest. Issue, I think 4 or 5 had Matteo Scalera. Another issue, Matteo Bifagni. Olivier Coipel on one issue, great Brazilian artist. And he had Travis Charest on one whole entire issue. And it was Travis's first completely done issue in over 2 decades. Travis Charest has maybe done like a page or two for a comic, or he mainly does covers. But he did this one entire issue. I think it took him like 3 years to do this. Travis Charest made that happen, and don't miss out. Ooh.
A lot of us feel that way because I prefer doing covers than doing sequential art for other people. I like doing my own sequential art because as a comic artist, we're the director of the movie. Yeah. And when you work for other people, they tend to want to direct you. And I don't like that. I like what I see is what I want to draw. So, but this is Script Doctor. If I didn't tell you, Script Doctor is the editor of this book.
Oh,
he is my editor, and he loves this fucking story. And we're going to probably be partners down the line, working on stuff together. We have a very good working relationship. Script Doctor is one of the few human beings I have ever talked to on a phone for 9 fucking hours.
Holy shit.
We just sat, and then it's like, I told him, my leg's going to sleep. We got to end this conversation, man. And that's why we ended it, because I had to get up in my fucking leg. But he's going to be having me on. That's his little logo down there underneath the exclamation point.
I know
he made this.
Oh, it's amazing.
And
Shout out to Script
I'm going to be coming on his show.
If your leg hadn't fallen asleep, you guys would probably be still having that conversation.
Straight up.
Absolutely. He is somebody who, when I go to talk to him, it is not going to be a quick phone call ever. Because we start doing, because I'm a writer too, and people forget that sometimes, that I'm a serious writer. And we will start talking about writing. We don't always agree, but we find common ground when we're talking about things, because I tell him all the time, it's a simple rule, and he agrees with me on this, that you can have a story without a plot, but you can't have a plot without a story. It's a very simple rule. Plots are not part of storytelling. It's a device. It's a writing device. It is not necessary to tell a good story. This is something J.J. Abrams doesn't understand. Everything about him is the plot and plot twist. And what was it in that Con movie? He had like 4 different plot twists in there. It was so fucking annoying. We don't know these characters, but you're throwing all these plots in. Well done, JJ, you fucking idiot. But Script Doctor and I, we just love to talk about writing and, getting the theme in there. And sometimes, I got to be honest, I can't see the forest for the trees with theme. And I have trouble sometimes finding my theme. And Script Doctor will be the first guy to fucking help me. So I love that guy. I love him. And I'm so excited that he's agreed to be my editor on this project.
Dude, that's awesome.
He did the voice, and even though Dale has said that he wanted to do the voiceover, I may just stick with Tom because I really liked what he did. And we'll probably do 2, maybe 3 more trailers
Oh, the first
as we
trailer,
progress.
Tom was great.
Yeah. And what he liked about it is I
Oh.
wrote a very simple, straightforward. Mars Monkey.
I
Mash
got you,
wants to know.
bro. I got you. I'm posting the link right now in
Play
the
the trailer
chat.
if you got time. Show him the trailer.
Yeah, let's play it one more time because we're about to call it a night too. So we'll play the trailer for our ever so excellent chat.
I'll put that in my butt.
Meet the Seattle Vigilante. Like so many comic heroes, this warrior hides his identity. But his identity isn't the only secret he has to keep. After grievous wounds received during combat, Tier 1 operator John Russell begins to recover and comes to terms with his new reality of being an amputee. And as he learns how to use his new prosthetic limb, he finds himself caught up in the bureaucratic red tape that too many wounded veterans experience, the exhausting medboard process. Out of sheer frustration, John takes it out on the criminal scum of the city. But when reality kicks in, John realizes he started something that's having an impact on the greater world around him, and thus has to reevaluate his motives. And moreover, just how far is John willing to go to finish this war he's declared against the criminals in Seattle? And will he even survive? From the creator of IDW's award-winning graphic novel Code Word Geronimo comes a new story about a different kind of warrior, Vindicated Inc., the first of its kind disabled veteran action hero comic. The Vindicated Inc. graphic novel crowdfunding campaign on fundmycomic.com is provided in the description of this video. We hope you become a contributor. Please share this link. Thank you.
He did a fantastic job on that thing.
Tom's narration.
Here, I'm going to show you real quick that one piece of artwork. Richard Bonk did the inks on this. Here we go. Share my screen. I did the pencils. He inked this. Share screen. Come on, Gary. Move faster. I'm old. There you go. This piece of artwork is what he inked. And I just love his inks on this piece. Look at that. And this is version 2 of the ballistic armor he wears on his face. Because I wanted to show more of his face as the story went on.
No, dude, this is fucking awesome. Looks heavy octane thriller. I love it. It's fucking awesome. I think it looks
because what I didn't say, I forgot to say is he goes after these criminals first, trying to shut off their line for drugs. But what he ends up doing to help another person, he rescues his daughter and another little girl from sex trafficking. And both versions of the girl is my daughter. She was the model for both versions, the older girl and the younger girl that she's protecting. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because that new movie came out this year and it blew my mind. Sound of Freedom. And that is exactly part of the plot of this story, is that he's like, fuck drugs. These people they're trafficking humans, children, women. And that's what he ends up targeting and going after these people. And of course, he's not worried about arresting them. He just wants to kill them and free these kids.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, there's a really dark side of everything that is going on that is not being attended. The only place that I have actually seen, statistically speaking, an actual improvement is on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Twitter is going hard against that kind of bullshit. Mm-hmm. They have a new team that is doing an incredible job. A couple of months before, even.
Well, they just released tonight. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They released that article. It shows that Facebook and Instagram are both guilty of supporting people who do sex trafficking.
They have been covering and also they have been promoting a lot of ads that are for people that move other people. I don't know how not to get demonetized the stream, but there's a lot of fucked up things that...
There's certain words you avoid, that's it.
That have been happening on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Instagram, but Twitter is the only one that is actually doing something about it and is working. So kudos to Twitter. It's a fight that is really worth keep going.
Well, we
I
can't
would-
have that. Shut that down.
Dude,
Yeah, I know, right?
if you don't know, I worked not directly with Google. I worked with another company that is called Lionbridge. That was the one that did content moderation for the Google algorithm. So we will see the content of some web pages and have different buttons to even report to the authorities on market as something that should be reported to authorities or completely ban it from the algorithm and shit like that. And there's darkness on this world that should be eradicated.
And the United
in any way
States,
possible.
by the way, I want to point out the United States is the greatest abuser of children and women for sex trafficking. That
The
shocked me to
United
learn that,
States
and
is
it's
the
true.
biggest customer, I will say, but things
Yes,
that happen
I mean.
on Malaysia, Philippines is responsible, is the source.
Yeah,
The
a lot of
United
those,
States are buyers.
what do they call them, lady boys, are underage.
All right, dudes. We're gonna get on wrapping up here. It's been fucking awesome. It's been 3 hours and there's still a crowd here, which is fucking crazy.
Well, they
I'm
love
still
you,
like-
Nick.
Well, it's because they got
We all love you, man. I love hanging out with you, dude.
I
I
love
told
hanging
you
out with
before, I do a lot of shows. The show that I love and look forward to every week is doing Toxic Tuesday.
Oh,
Because
dude.
it's the happiest I am. My face hurts. I smile and laugh so much
Dude.
during that show.
I
Of all the
swear.
streams
I'm
we
about
do, this is one of them.
Yes.
He seriously, like, no, we have had such a wild time.
I'm gay for Nick.
I'll
I'll put that in my butt. I'm keeping that catchphrase, dudes. I fucking love that catchphrase. That's really good. I like that one.
No, that's common
I'll
nerd.
put that
Steven
in my
M.
bottom.
He's gonna be doing that in a few weeks. But no, hey, we're taking our leave as well, RJ Godzilla. So guys, thanks for supporting the show. Vulcan Lives and TZ, thank you for the direct donations. And Eric K, Christian DeLorme.
Thank them for this too, because you guys helped
Pinochet,
tonight.
Yeah, Pinochet, TZ. Thank you guys for your super chats. And to Vulcan Lives, TZ, Pinochet as well, and Caster as well. And if I miss someone, thank you guys all for backing Vindicated Incorporated. This is
Pushing
exciting.
us over $1,000. Thank you.
Push us over 1,000 backers and now 30 purchases on top of it. Thank you guys for supporting his book. On my channel, I did a video that now hit 1K views, which is really cool to say. About the Mile High Comics.
We're gonna have to do a telethon on here again, Nick. We're gonna have to do it. I love this. This is fun. Yes.
We're gonna do a follow up when we get closer to.
Whenever I'm doing a new book, I'm gonna come on here for sure.
Oh, I want you to come
because I like to. I love hanging out with because I did it with Andre and Tom on Wednesday, and then I hung out with Loki Wednesday morning. And oh crap, what did I do Thursday? I forgot what the fuck I did Thursday. My brain. And between that and your show tonight, pushed it over $1,000.
Dude, congratulations, Gary.
It's clear that's the chemistry I need. Is just you guys, nobody else.
Now, Gary, congratulations. Vindicated
Thanks,
Inc. is doing great, and it's going to continue to get even better. We will do a follow-up show, and it's going to be fantastic. And Stephen M. and everyone else in the chat with us for a little bit, for a portion of it, half of it, most of it, all of it. I thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. It's been fucking awesome. So yeah, on my channel, and I'll try to be quick. Check out my video on the Mile High Comics owner. He has some thoughts on the industry, and I put my 2 cents on it. I talk about what I would like to see from Mark Miller at Dark Horse. And of course, we'll have next week's Comic Shop Show talking Christmas comics, Toxic Tuesday with Gerry as well, Trading Places. And tomorrow morning, I'll be on Thinking Critical's Comics Aficionados. Once again, please set your alarm time. That's 9 a.m. Central Time. I can't wait to be on there. I want to make sure we get a great Nick Weiser crowd, a good, strong showing for Wes and Thinking Critical. I want to make sure we give them a good, strong first impression that we're going to be huge over there, and it's going to be the best. So let's show the Thinking Critical crowd that, well, we know how to throw down, and we're going to have fun and look good doing it too. So I'll
Look
post
good
the-
doing.
yeah, straight up, man. So I'm posting in the chat. Please set your reminders for the show come the morning. Thinking Criticals, Comics Aficionados. Eric O'Sullivan will be on there as well. And then Vulcan! Vulcan! I was about to transition over to Caster. What you?
Well, before the transition, a point.
Yeah.
Okay, Vulcan Liz.
He doesn't want the show to end, and
10
he'll just keep throwing money at the show to keep
Vulcan
us from
Liz
ending.
for 10 direct donation dollars. And he says, I'm gay for Nick. There's your new catchphrase. Seriously. Thank you. Oh, you guys have a
I'll
great
put that in my bottom.
Vulcan, you're too kind, you're too generous, and you're too fucking funny on top of it all. I use StreamYard, Putin's cat, but thank you, Vulcan Liz, for the extra 10. I hope to see you at Comics Aficionados. If not, sir, I'll see you next week on Taxi Tuesday. I'm going to let these gentlemen take the floor, promote their channels, and we're going. Good night. Pablo, we'll start off with you. And thank you for being here, sir. You have a great night weekend, and I had fun tonight.
Sorry, I was eating a cookie.
Good.
Mid-stage, we are working on more videos. If you haven't seen the one that we released this week, actually, it's a really fun ride. I will say that having Elon Musk insulting Bob Iger while Bob Iger is on the audience, one of the best moments of the year. I will treasure that forever. Also, the shorts keep coming on Minasech Español. Please take a look. Diego is on fire right now with his shorts, so well, that didn't show that well, but you know what I mean. So please check out the videos that are being on fire on his shorts. Well, that also is true. These few weeks I have been working on a web page that has taken almost all of my time, but you know what? I have forgotten how much I love to use code interactions by hand, especially when it's animations or shit like that, because it's way more interesting than just doing it on a visual editor. Just having to do code is one of the things that I love the most about my job. And even though I didn't have time for anything else on my day, it was worth it. Next time I will show you the page, because it's the page for the guy that I have been working for 12 years. So a lot of what is shown on that page, saying what customers we have had, is actually my work. And this page is a showcase of a lot of my work. So I'm really proud of it. Working with Mazda, working with Vogue, working with Budweiser, with a lot of heavy companies. And I didn't remember how much I have done these years before just doing this webpage and understanding that I have done some crazy shit. So I haven't had much time for anything else, but it has been worth it. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy to go back and look at how much I have worked and how accomplished I have been, even being a random shitbag from Ecuador. So I don't know. I'm just enjoying going back and looking at that. And I think every single time you are a bit down, instead of going to the darkest places and the things that you have fucked up, think about your accomplishments. You might have more than you remember, and that's really important. So that's what I can tell you. Other than that, there's good anime and there's trashy anime right now. Go watch Freyren, one of the best animes I have seen in a decade. So I really recommend it. It's not like last week that I recommended trash. This is an actual, mm, real work of art. So please check that and avoid the marbles. It's not worth your bandwidth.
The what now?
Exactly. Brothers, this has been a blast, and seeing how the campaign has been growing really, really good. It will go bigger, girthier, bennier. So please keep buying the book.
Oh man. No, Pablo, it's been fucking awesome, dude. I can't wait to talk Christmas comics for the next 2 weeks, man. It's gonna be a great time.
Wait, TC Burton, were you on the Manta base? Because if you were on the Manta base, we owe you a lot. The American base that we had protected this country from trafficking and a lot of bullshit for years. And it was the commies that threw them away. And I'm still salty about that. So, dude, respect. And I'm really grateful for your job.
Oh, there you go. There's your answer. Yeah.
Man, thank you very much.
All right, Pablo. Thank you as always, sir. Ironcaster. Also, by the way, Eric K, thank you for plugging in the channels. Go ahead, Caster. Plug in and out.
Why, hello, friends. This is Ironcaster here, and guys, this has been so much fun. I will be on tomorrow with the T-shirt historian for the Week in Geek, where we will no doubt be talking about Wizards of the Coast, because they can't go a week without finding some new controversy. And this week it seems to be Magic the Gathering.
Yes. Fucking prices.
Yeah, how do you like those Shockland prices?
Actually, I'm really happy about that. I won a $5 Shockland because I'm still missing 2 on one deck and 3 on another. So keep going, my Wizards of the Coast. Keep fucking the investment of all my friends so I can buy those lands for free. Or
I remember buying them. I remember when $20 for those was a steal.
Yes. I purchased a couple of them on that time. I had 4 Steam vents.
So I'll be on tomorrow with T-shirt, and I'm going to try to bring up our little comic shop side of things tomorrow to get their take on things. Tomorrow night my little furry friends will be on with Snowed Up for the Cotton Council. Okay, you can go now.
All good, man. Thanks for being here, sir, and have a great night and weekend. All right, Gary, plug out, and we gotta go home.
Well, it's very simple. Yeah, that I like the good spankings. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, a little poop on my chest, which is nice. Yeah. Here, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Tomorrow morning, I am going to be with my good buddy Brandon over, the anime guy. So there you go. You can pop that up with me there. I'll be joining him tomorrow. Plus, I will be doing a show tomorrow afternoon on Pop Culture Minefield about the movie called A Fish Called Wanda. Which I'm very excited about talking about. Here it is. This will be tomorrow's show. And classic comedy. I will talk about Vindicated, but I'm not going to show how it's related to Vindicated because it's not. It's just one of those movies I want to talk about. And then I'm supposed to be doing something tomorrow evening. Fucking no. I think it's Script Doctor. Yeah, I'm doing Script Doctor tomorrow night after this show.
Nice.
So I'll be doing 3 shows tomorrow.
So you put that in his butt?
I want to put it in my butt. Come on, man. You know how it works. But this is the anime guy. I'll be joining him tomorrow morning to talk about the book, and it's going to be fun. Nice. Plus, we'll be talking about some anime. And I'm so grateful for everything tonight, but I'm going to cut it short because I've got waiting for me getting cold outside at my door. It got dropped off like 10 minutes ago, so I'm sure I'm going to have to microwave it.
All right, guys.
Yay!
Gerry, thanks for being here, man. Once again,
appreciate it,
congratulations
man.
on your success of Vindicated Inc. I'm so happy for you.
We'll see. We'll see.
Good. No, you're gonna go even bigger. Trust me, I can feel it.
That's what she said.
And Eric, yes, thanks for plugging in the channels. I can't wait to see your book go all the way. Guys, thanks for supporting the stream. Stone Loki still doing a stream?
Let me refresh. Yes.
All right, go hang out with Stone Loki. Tell him Nick Weiser and Casser and Pablo and Gerry sent you. We don't have no outro yet. Maybe next year we'll finally have them. But until then, good night and thank you for supporting everyone. See some of you on Comics Aficionados.
Ciao, bello.